The Big Trade had an off day yesterday to help celebrate the 249th birthday of the United States of America, but they are back in action tonight against the Gaithersburg Giants, looking for their 7th win in a row. The Big Train have won their last 6. The Giants struggling so far this year. They sit at just 5-20. My name is Quincy Bell. Alongside me is Jackson Corcoran, and we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Jackson, what do you got there?
I believe this is Emilio Gonzalez's bat. A lot of hits were in this thing, but broke it the other day, and he picked up the pieces.
It barely splintered here, and then afterwards he snapped it over his knee, which is how you put a bat that's hitting 372 to rest. What does he need to do with the new bat to keep up the hot streak?
Well, he needs to take advantage of a struggling Gaithersburg pitching staff. He's 7th best ERA in the league, second from the bottom. It's a 6.60 mark as a team, but they'll have plenty of help on the other side because Drew Bellis is the man towing the rubber for the Big Train tonight. An electric presence on the mound every time he takes it.
The left-hander has thrown 18 2/3 innings, has struck out 40 batters. That's the best in the Cal Ripken League. Has only walked 11 and has a 2.41 ERA. We'll give you the lineups for both teams. The visitors, the Gaithersburg Giants, will be Brady Powell, Danny Orr, Andrew Holub, Colin Hughes, the strong-hitting catcher, will clean up, followed by Nate Houghton-Henley, Ryan Maxey, Cade Hentz, Aaron Babayev, and Aiden Marino. On the defense for the Big Train, Josh Skoronsky in left, Alex Peltier in center, Peyton Steele in right. On the infield from third to first will be Corbin Martinez right, the aforementioned Emilio Gonzalez, and J.J. Hand, the freshman, rising freshman at the University of Old Dominion, the 2025 high school commit, will get his first start behind the plate.
His Hand made the quasi-start in the resumed game for the game against the Senators. It was suspended back on June 13th and finished on June 29th. He came in when the game was resumed, caught 7 innings from Russell Peterson, 7 excellent shutout innings, but this is his first time that it will go down in the book as a start, and he'll have a fun guy to catch in Bellis, and then following him, we're told, the plan is to go to Cole Ketchum.
Cole Ketchum recorded a save, albeit only through 3 pitches his last time out in a doubleheader against Silver Spring, threw a fastball to the backstop, but Dylan Murphy went and retrieved it and tagged out the runner at home. Flipped it to Ketchum, tagged out the runner at home to end the game for the Big Train. They won 2-1 that game, and they haven't looked back. They sit 4.5 games ahead of Silver Spring. Brady Powell is into the box from the right-handed side. A strong hitter on the year, a 324 average and a 435 OPS. Bellis into the windup, and we're underway from Bethesda, Maryland. First pitch, a fastball right down Broadway for strike 1.
Free and easy from Drew Bellis, approaching 90 miles an hour. Coming from the left side, it's tough for hitters.
Second pitch to Powell, swing and a miss on another fastball for strike 2.
And he's at his very best when he's pounding the zone. The one time he had trouble was against the Senators, had a 3-run first inning, and that was when he was picking at the zone a little bit. Ended up walking 4 batters in that outing, a season high.
0-2 from the UCF product, fouled straight back into the net.
3 fastballs right down the pipe, just challenging Powell here. And I like the approach. You don't have to go to the wrinkle, don't have to show it to hitters unless you need to. And Bellis' fastball is good enough on its own that you don't always need to.
0-2 again from Bellis. Curveball misses high above the zone.
He has 2 breaking balls, a tighter, sharper, quicker slider, and that was the curveball, the big, beautiful breaking pitch. Just didn't quite snap it off there, but when he gets into the zone, watch out.
1-2. Goes to the breaking ball, grounded slowly over towards short. Martinez is up with it. Throws on the run in time to Gonzalez for the first out.
Now you have to credit John Martinez. He's not taking part of his game that's struggling to the other half because, you know, he's been a little off on the offensive side after being removed against the Grays due to a hit by pitch. He's hit 208 the last couple weeks, but on defense, he's only gotten better and better as the season has gone. He's been a very valuable piece at shortstop for the Big Train.
Here is Danny Orr, who steps in from the right-handed side. He takes an 82-mile-an-hour changeup from Drew Bellis on the outer half for strike 1.
Danny Orr hitting 322 on the year, strikes out a lot, but can run into a baseball.
0-1 from Bellis, swing and a miss. Fastball on the outer half at 90 miles an hour for strike 2. Danny Orr hitting 322 out of UMBC. Has played 20 games for the Giants so far. 0-2 from Bellis. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Drops a changeup on the outer half. Gets Orr to swing and miss. 2 quick outs to start the game for Drew Bellis.
Facing a guy who's probably the best hitter on this Giants team that's healthy and playing right now, with Jaden Brown not playing. And you show him 3 different looks. You give him a first pitch breaking ball, then a fastball out, then a changeup that perfectly plays off it. That changeup has really come into its own over Bellis' last couple appearances, adding a new look to his mix.
Here is Andrew Holub hitting out of the 3-hole in this Giants lineup. Takes a fastball just above the letters for ball 1. Holub out of the Bronx, New York, playing his college ball in the Big Ten at the University of Iowa. 1-0 from Drew Bellis. Fastball at the knees for strike 1.
And through his first 10 pitches, 8 have been strikes, and the 2 that missed were still pretty darn close.
1-1. Bellis shakes off the catcher hand. Now comes set into the windup. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Drop the changeup beneath the bat of Holub, and the count is now 1-2.
Bellis is looking smooth and sharp so far today. Hopefully that continues for a long outing.
1-2 to Andrew Holub. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Drops the slider down in the zone. Holub swings and misses. 2 quick strikeouts for Bellis. He now has 42 on the year. We now give you a recap of the last time the Big Train played at the only Crop Dusters on July the 3rd.
The Big Train took down the only Crop Dusters on Thursday, the last time they were in action, by the score of 6-3 on the road. Early on, it was the pitching with Connor Lehman on the mound, working 5 1/3 innings, striking out 5 and allowing just 1 hit and 2 runs. In the 5th, Peyton Steele came through with a huge 3-run homer to make the score 4-0. And then Michael Cass came on for his best outing of the season, worked 3 2/3 innings, allowed just 1 run, and struck out 7. The Big Train won their 6th in a row. They sit 4 games ahead of every other team in the North Division, taking on the last place team in that division in the Gaithersburg Giants. Back to you.
Bottom half of the first set to start here from Shirley, Povich Field. Alex Peltier will lead things off for the big train. He will work against Gaithersburg starter Alexander Angelitis, sophomore right-hander out of Frederick, Maryland. 1-1 record on the year with an ERA of 3 in 15 innings. He's given up 5 runs, has walked 10 and struck out 10. Jackson, what does he have to do to combat this powerful big train lineup?
He's had trouble with the walk when he's had trouble at all. His 2 starts have been pretty darn effective, but when he runs into traffic, this Giants defense, which has committed 48 errors on the year, isn't going to provide him a ton of help. So if he stays in the zone, can get some soft, easy contacts, he might be in for a more productive start.
0-1, swing and a miss by Peltier. He's down 0-2.
Peltier, for the kind of player he is and how good he is, he does have a lot of strikeout in that bat.
A very good average hitter, 378. A very good on-base hitter, 458. Takes a fastball up and in, but when he has been struggling to get on, it's mostly been due to the strikeout.
Putting a ball in play for him, it's a very good chance he's getting on with that speed, and he hits the ball pretty hard. He has exit velos up above 100, but strikeout can be a problem for him.
1-2, swing and a miss, slider dropping down and away from Angelitis for strike 3.
It's a really nice pitch from Angelitis. Starts it on the outer edge. It's a pretty vertical slider, and just kind of plays it off of the bat of a very good hitter in Peltier. Good sequence all around from the shorter right-hander.
Angelitis only sits at 5'8" from the right-handed side, but gets Peltier swinging, and now Brendan Wright steps in. Takes a fastball for strike 1.
But you watch Angelitis throw, does a really good job at manipulating his body to create more velocity for him. Despite being 5'8", runs that fastball up to 86, 87, and does it without sacrificing too much control.
0-1 to Brendan Wright. Popped foul straight back behind home plate.
He's got a tough customer here in Brennan Wright. Went 3 for 4 against Olney in the last Big Train contest, extending a hit streak to 4 games and an on-base streak to 21.
Takes an off-speed pitch outside, Wright even in the count, or behind in the count at 1-2.
Here's a guy who's hitting 345 on the year, and again has reached base in every game that he has played in.
1-2, popped up foul again. And Wright is a guy that is not going to go down easily. He has only struck out 9 times so far this year, and to those 9 strikeouts, he's drawn 17 walks. Absolutely superb on-base skills from the South Alabama commit. Takes a curveball inside. Appeal over to first, no swing, says our third base umpire. But Wright played this past year at Meridian Community College and led them in pretty much every single stat there is, average, on base. And South Alabama took notice. They want him to play next year. 2-2. Grounded slowly towards first, fielded by Danny Orr. He will tap on the bag. 2 quickly down in the bottom of the first for the Big Train.
Angelitis is throwing a good game through his first couple batters, hitting corners and throwing pitches that are tough for this Big Train lineup to deal with. He's active on the mound. He's jittering, nodding his head along to the batter's walk-up songs, twitching around. Can be distracting.
Steele drives one deep out to left on the first pitch he sees, but Powell backpedals and settles under it for the third out. 1-2-3 go the Big Train. No score as we head to the second. went down 1-2-3 in the first inning as we now head to the second inning. In between innings, Bruce was telling the fans about the new award in the Cal Ripken League. It'll be the Max Martzoff Reliever of the Year award. Max Martzoff pitched for the Big Train these last 2 seasons, was absolutely phenomenal, and now, Jackson, he's going to have an award named after him.
It's well deserved. He is the best reliever in the league for the last 2 years, struck out 44 guys in 21 innings last year.
Line drive into right field off the bat of Colin Hughes will get down. Steele over to retrieve it, throws into second. Hughes will stay at first, but some first pitch swinging, and Bellis will have to work around a base runner. But his father, Greg Martzoff, will be joining us on the broadcast in the 5th inning.
Looking forward to that. It'll be him and Quincy, and if you didn't know already, Quincy will also be welcoming a pair of youth broadcasters. The future of the industry will be joining him in the 3rd and 4th, so stay tuned for that.
Harrison and Abby, I got to talk to them before the game. They are very excited. So they will be taking over the 3rd and 4th innings for myself and Jackson. Nate Houghton Henley steps in. The righty is hitting .250 on the year with 4 RBIs. Bellis shakes off J.J. Hand twice, now comes set. Kicks and deals. Comes with the slider over the plate for strike 1.
It's shown a lot of different looks so far. It's mixing so effectively in the early going.
0-2 the count. Apologies. Bellis winds and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3rd of the outing for Drew Bellis, and there's 1 away in the 2nd.
And there's that tight slider. It may not be as aesthetically pleasing as the curveball, but you compare it to just, it's brutal but effective. Just a tight, sharp pitch at about 84 usually out of the hand. I mean, it's devastating.
Ryan Maxey now has the increasingly difficult task of going lefty on lefty against Drew Bellis. Lefties are only hitting .211, 4 for 19 against Drew Bellis. Maxey behind in the count, 0-1. Swings and misses for strike 2.
That curveball he just showed is even more trouble for lefties, but he's kept his splits pretty even because that slider and changeup he has plays just as well, if not better, to the right side.
0-2. Missed with the curveball in the dirt. A chase pitch for Maxey.
On the year, Maxey hitting just .175, has punched out 8 times in his 13 appearances.
1-2, fouls one straight back into the net.
Bellis has been primary, secondary so far. First fastball we've really seen in a while, and that's really kept hitters off balance because when you throw the fastball that infrequently, it becomes like a secondary pitch and batters aren't used to it.
1-2, driven high in the air out towards right field. Steele backpedaling. He will settle under to make the catch for the 2nd out.
And Bellis being efficient so far is something you'd love to see because even in his excellent outing the last time he pitched where he went 4 2/3, struck out 11, he did throw 88 pitches in that 4 2/3, being around the zone a little bit. But today, just 21 pitches to retire 5 Giants.
Swinging a foul off the bat of Cade Hentz, who will hit 7th in this Gaithersburg order. Hitting .250 so far on the year in limited playing time. Bellis looking for his 4th strikeout and a 2nd scoreless inning. Chopped slowly down the 3rd base line, but just foul. Hence down 0-2.
And Drew Bellis has thrown 1 pitch outside of the strike zone this inning. 1 ball, I should say. He's had a couple chase pitches that have fallen outside, but 1 pitch has been called a ball in this entire inning.
For a guy with as good of strikeout stuff as Bellis has, attacking the zone is something that is crucial. 0-2. Fastball runs inside at 91 on Cade Hentz.
That's his hardest fastball of the day. That shows he has the ability to really rear back when it's called for. He's not up there especially with the fastball. He's not up there max effort every time. He's picking his spots and saving energy.
1-2. Breaking ball, swung on and missed for strike 3. 4 strikeouts through 2 innings for Drew Bellis. We head to the bottom of the second. Still no score from Shirley Povich Field. Alexander Angelidis out for his second inning of work. He will face 4, 5, and 6 in the big train order. Jackson, a good start for him. He set down the top of the order, 1, 2, 3.
Looking sharp so far. It took him 11 pitches to do it.
Here is Gonzalez, swings at the first pitch and drives it high in the air, down the right field line, into the corner. If it's fair, it's maybe gone. It hits just in front of the wall and lands foul.
That is a tough call for the base umpire, certainly, but from our vantage point, looked like Gonzalez has a case to be standing at second right about now, but ambushes that first pitch. It's a fastball up in the zone, goes right after it, and pummels it about an inch foul, and even then about 10 feet short of his second home run of the year.
I was about to say, if it's fair, it's gone. Jackson knows I can be a little bit of a Cubs fan when it comes to deep fly balls. 0-1. Gonzalez takes on the outer half, just low for ball 1.
Gonzalez is a colorful character at home plate today. Replaced that broken bat with a bright pink one and a neon green arm sleeve to boot.
There are multiple players on the big train wearing those neon green sleeves. Ground ball into right field and through for a base hit. Emilio Gonzalez still able to get around a fastball from Angelidis and get the big train's first hit of the game. But Peyton Steele is also wearing a neon green sleeve. I believe Parker Corbin is as well. And Skoronsky, the guy at the plate right now, has one on too. It is Military Appreciation Night here for the big train, so I wonder if it has something to do with that. If I get word, I will let you guys know. Pick off over to first, Gonzalez back.
But arm sleeve or no, Josh Skoronsky, one of the hottest hitters in the league, 417 in his last week of play, hitting 3 home runs.
2 of them came in an extra inning game on Monday against the Metro South County Braves, including a go-ahead 2-run shot in the 10th. He swings and misses at a changeup for strike 2.
Angelidis wants nothing less than having to throw a Skoronsky a fastball, gets ahead with a couple of off-speed pitches.
0-2. Skoronsky fouls one back. Again, goes to the off-speed inside on Skoronsky.
The problem is, hitter as good as Skoronsky, even with the good breaking ball that Angelidis possesses, you go to the same pitch too often in the same at-bat, hitter will get a hold of it eventually.
0-2 to Skoronsky. Misses way outside of the ball. Gets away from Hughes. Gonzalez strolls up to second.
And that's another problem. Once you throw a few sliders in a row, the next one you feel like, okay, this one has to be perfect. He's catching up. He just fouled off my last one after missing the first two. And so you try and perfect it. You get in your head a little bit, and then it just pops out of your hand like it did there.
1-2 now on Skoronsky. We'll see if Angelides goes to the fastball. He does, and Skoronsky grounds one over to first, or fields cleanly. Will flip to the pitcher for the first out, but due to the wild pitch, Gonzalez will move up to third.
It needed Skoronsky to put a ball in play there, and he absolutely did. Didn't get all of it, rolled it over to first base, but when you've got a guy at second and nobody out, the goal is to move the runner over first and foremost, and pulling the ball as a lefty achieves that goal, and it brings up Logan Panette, the league leader in RBI.
Panette sitting with 22 RBIs on the year. Make it 23. He drives one down the line and fair. Gonzalez will come home. Panette is on his way to second. The ball's still in the corner. He'll get there standing up, thinks about third, but will drop roots at second with a one-out double, and the Big Train have the lead. It's 1-0.
A tomahawk swing from Logan Panette. That pitch about 4 inches above the strike zone. Goes up and hits it hard down the line. No chance for Maxey to put a glove on it. And that's what Panette has done. He's found guys in scoring position, and he has made the most of it.
Hooked that ball, kept it fair by about a foot down the line. Out of the reach of the third baseman, Maxey. A fake pickoff to first by Angelides. John Martinez now steps in, hitting .246 on the year. Has struggled a little bit since he got hit by a pitch earlier in the year. He pops one high in the air, shallow center. Coming in as the right fielder, Babayev, to make the catch for the second out.
Martinez has been cool. He's hitless in his last 4. Really want him to get right. That really transforms the whole look of this Big Train lineup.
Here's Parker Corbin, hitting just .192 on the year, but knows how to take his walks. A .408 on base for the third baseman out of Maryland. He shows a bunt, pulls it back on a pitch in the dirt for ball 1.
He missed the last 4 Big Train games, I believe with some undisclosed minor injury, but now back and hopefully better than ever.
1-0 at the knees for strike 1.
As you mentioned, very good at drawing the walk. His OBP is still above 400 despite the Mendoza line batting average.
He drives one in the air out towards right. Coming in is Babayev. He will make the catch to retire the side. When we come back, we will welcome Harrison and Abby to the broadcast.
Gibson, have it go straight to the camera out of the break.
Welcome back to the broadcast. We have some special guests here with us.
Hi.
Hi.
Harrison and Abby are going to be taking over the broadcasting duties and going to give me a much-deserved break. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so Aaron Babayev is up. He has a .257 betting average. Our pitcher has a, oh my god, that's a low ERA. Drew Bellis is our pitcher, and he has a low ERA, .241. Wow. Also here. Well, 2 strikes. Strikes. Wait, what was it? Exactly. Okay, so let's see. Oh, 1 out. And now let's see. Okay. Aiden Marino is now up for them at .163 betting average. He's doing, like, literally number 1, but, like, I mean, his betting average is .163, and, ball 1. Okay, speak. 1-0. 1-0. That is 2-0. Huh. That is kinda normal. And that, if that is a strike, I'd be surprised. That was definitely a ball to me, but ball. That actually made sense for once. 1 ball away from a walk, and ball 4. Take your base. Eat your base. Brady Powell is up. .324 betting average. The left fielder. By the way. What? And 1 man is on here in the top of the 3rd. Up. Passed ball. He automatically gets the next base. And putting 2 men on. Danny Orr is now up there, first baseman. .322 betting average, and number 18. Sorry, I'm a little inconsistent. This is literally my first time in the box. Up, and the pitcher is out on the mound. No, wait, the catcher is out on the mound. Speaking Englishing is hard, okay?
You're doing a lot better than I did my first ever time broadcasting, Harris.
Thanks.
You have to speak a little too. When do I say Alexander? When do I say Alexander?
I'll tell you when. That's their pitcher.
Right now?
Yeah.
Wait, tell me what to say. Okay.
And, oh yeah, it's 1 strike. And up. And bases loaded. Oh, no, wait, it's an out. Sorry. Whoops. Inconsistencies. And runners advance. So 2 men scoring position. Next is Andrew Holub. DH, 310 betting average. I think it's batting average, I mean. Number 25. And let's see. Play is oh. And here's the pitch. Strike.
Great.
You can kind of hear the pitcher from up here. I've been to every part of this stadium except the dugouts.
Cool. Very cool.
Abby, you too, technically. Oh, and he misses it. Error, error, error. Score! And they score.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
unfortunately, 2 men score. Unfortunate, very unfortunate. And somebody got the first. Unfortunately, it's 2-1. The Giants have 2, and the Big Train have 1. And 2 outs. Oh no, 0-0. Colin Hughes is up. The catcher, 330, average of 339. Number 38, and the catcher. And it is. Oh, ball. No, it's strike. And that shows it, Abby. Okay, so little technical stuff. Okay, so 2, strike 2, 2-2. No wait.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh, 2-2, because the second 2 is the ball is the outs. You actually don't say it like that. I just like saying it like that. Okay, and it is something, and it's ball 1. 1-2. If another ball happens, I made this up. We'll be clear all 2s. And foul. We have a foul. Putting a foul ball. Repeat. We're putting a foul ball. Me and Abby might not be the best commentators, but we trying our best.
Yeah.
And this is our first time after all, so just bear with us. And all 2s. 2s.
Okay.
Just all
He
2s.
likes the
All
all
2s. All
2s.
2s. All 2s. All 2s. We made it up. Don't worry, folks. That's no. It's pretty funny, actually.
Cool.
She always does this. Wait, come on, Dave. Yep. And it's a pit, and it got hit. First, out. Switching, switch. And next half inning, and we're heading into the bottom of the third. Now, at break, I think. break. Welcome to the bottom of the
Third.
third. You have to turn the thing back on. Please wait. On our side, we're having a little school.
Oh.
It still says that. Please wait. Oh, thanks,
Okay.
Debbie. And and the pitcher is Alexander Angoli. This Tuss with with exactly 3 ERA and 10 strikeouts.
JJ Hand
Is batting.
is batting
Yes.
400.
That's his average, and
That's
he's
his
the
average.
catcher.
And catcher, and his number is 24.
Actually, there's 2 strikes, 1 ball. No, 2 balls, 1 strike. Dad. Internal box issues. Okay, and let's see what he says. And 3-1. 3-1, bottom of the third. Big train. Foul tip. 3-2, full count. And here's the anti-pitch when it goes back to the pitcher. And here's the pitch. Oh. And ball for third base, your take. I had to be funny.
Number 1, Alex Pielter, 378 batting average, center field.
Okay. And foul ball, strike 1. And there's a person on, and there's 1 man on base, and I think this saying goes, here is the pitch. I think that is the saying. And
Yeah.
the pitch isn't coming. I think. I don't know.
I think it's coming, Harrison. I think it's coming.
And it was came, and it actually came. Oh,
Ooh, that goes fast.
double play. Oh, single play. Sorry, I thought the man on first was out. It looked that way from up here, which, I mean, we have an astounding view, but there's still room for error from this great view.
Alex Mills here is really fast. It's incredibly hard to get it done.
Number 27, Brennan Wright, 345 batting average, second base.
And it's a ball. Good job, me. And there's 1 out and 1 dude on first.
Yep.
And up. Oh wait, wait. And he's out on second. The man on second is out. Switch. Next. We're on the next bat. It's pronounced Steele.
Peter Steele,
Hayden
number 20, 275 batting average, right field.
When I played Little League, right field was my usual position, and it is a oh wait, to guess that was a practice pitch. Hopefully, there's this. Hopefully something. Oh, pick off, fail. And cause ball, yes, we are going to. And there's a man on first. And the picture. Oh, 1-1.
Foul.
1-1 foul ball. 1-1 off a foul. Yeah, the big train should get something happening.
Yeah.
Also-
Good idea.
Also, I've noticed something. The Gaithersburg Giants just stole the Green Bay Packers, what's it called? Oh, wait. Logo, and recolored it. The big train, totally original. Okay, look. Okay, so 3 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. 3, 1, 2. Okay, it would have actually sounded better if it was 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 ball. 3, 2, 1. And the call is ball. 2 men on the plate. Flippy.
So, Harrison, what are your thoughts on the Green Bay Packers?
They're the best. My friend Ben likes them, so good football team. Now I'm gonna get. Now let's see. Huh.
Emilio Gonzalez. One. First base, 372 batting average, number 45.
Also, I think this was this guy. I used to go to camp here last year, but I can't. And so, funny thing, I think we got permission to jump him one day. Was that a different player? It was somebody. And the player is a lefty.
Ooh.
And, ooh, that was a good break. I think that could have been knuckleball. Oh, yeah. One ball. 1 no. We're trying to think of new announcing techniques. How many men? 2 on. Oh. And strike. Hi. And I heard the hit from up here, so that definitely was, but it went foul, so 1-2. Man, this is so awesome. Good job getting this at an auction, Dad. At the Big Train auction. I am wearing a Big Train hat. Thank you, Abby, for stealing my hat. Yes.
I mean, I needed a hat, so.
You could have got the Big Train hat, but this is actually much more beneficial. Oh, man. It is 1-2 and 2 outs. And it's a pitch hit. And get there. Not a home run, and the inning is over.
Oh, okay.
Add time. Welcome back to the game. And I mean, and it's the top of the 4th.
Yup.
And the score is 2-1 Giants. Welcome if you're new. And batting is Nate Auden Henley. Batting average of 250. They're the Giants center fielder and number 5. The Giants are up right now. And ball 1. Strike zones are weird. Strike!
Right.
1-1.
Yep.
It's a strike. Real strike. And that check swing and strike.
Right.
Strike. 1-2. And what is gonna next? Man, I wish I could make this thing through. That doesn't twist all the way. You could make this into a whoop-de-goop, but it doesn't twist all the way.
Okay.
It looks kind of cool. It would look cool. Okay, so 1-2. Oh. 1-2-0. 1-2-0. I guess it just keeps foul balling.
It's been 1-2 for a while.
One time I watched a baseball game with barely caught by the foul net.
Okay.
Like 3-ish inches below the top of the net.
Wow.
Okay,
Otherwise,
it's
it would
fine,
be over, and someone would probably get it.
And it would also have a risk of destroying Dad's car. I'm not lying. And, ball! Also, I can make a helicopter sound. Well, you do. Here's the pitch, and, 3-2, full count. Okay.
So annoying.
And,
Who's that bat?
same person, I think. Yeah, it is. And walk. And next person is Ryan Maxey for the Giants. .175 batting average. Third baseman, number 13. I'm getting 175. Nope. Nobody has ever got. There's nobody on here that still has a. There's always a point before the average because there's a digit reserve for the day that might happen where somebody gets a perfect average. Oh, ball 1. Ball 1. Ball 1. Sorry, I'm having fun. And he steps a little back and let's see. Peter's blocking me a bit. And here's the pitch and ball, I think. And I was right. Ball.
You're finally correct. Finally.
Finally, we get you choke him. The big train wanna double play him. Like fastball hits the first. Actually, second more like. I think that have I ever seen a double steal? I can't remember if I've ever seen a double steal. Have I, Dad?
I don't think so.
We don't know if I've ever seen a double steal. Okay,
Cool.
But seriously, that was pretty cool. And
Oh yeah. Where's the man now?
and he is now there's a scoring position person on third, and it's comfortable up here. Man. And in the batter's box is Ryan Maxey still, and it's 1-1, and that 1-2 via foul you. You have to deal with this every day.
Yeah, I do.
But not in a commentator's box. He's 0 for 1, I think. And up. Strikeout.
Right
Next is
there.
Cade. Hence, batting number 24, 250 average, 1/4, which is 1/4 of the time, which is actually decent. And is the shortstop. Well, if there's a shortstop, if there's a short, and there's 1 out, and there's a guy on third in the top of the 4th. And and it's Giants 2, Big Train
1.
But seriously, if there's a shortstop, where's the long stop? And it's a pop-up, and hard number 30. I think he was going to run, but now it's 2 outs, and back to the top, I think. Aaron Babayev is up, 257 average, right fielder, number 11. By the way, these stats are from the beginning of the game, so
Yeah.
they don't adjust them here, so you have to wait if you want the real stats, so.
Cool.
And there's the pitch, and it was a, let's see. Oh, ball! We're gonna rewatch this.
Yeah, definitely.
This is on my, gonna be what I'm gonna watch, like, in a while. Probably when I get home.
Okay, whatever.
And it's a strike!
Strike.
1-1.
Too loud. Too loud. Too loud.
I have to be dramatic.
Too loud. Still. Too loud.
Too loud. Too loud. We have. We're just being siblings right now, so.
Home.
And there is the pitch.
And then
And
there's back.
there.
Okay.
3 outs end of the half inning. Now, commercial break. Feels like a dream. And welcome back
to the bottom of the 4th.
at Shirley Povich Field. It's Giants 2, Big Train 1. And
Josh Goronski
is batting.
Batting 310 batting average, number 39, left field.
And pitcher's Alexander Angelitas.
1 strike. One
ERA of
strike.
3 and 10 strikeouts. And that's a strike.
Oh, ball again.
And the ball goes. I think the producer was eating, I
Okay,
think.
whatever.
2 balls. Sorry about that. The producer, I saw it, and I can attest to this.
Okay.
The producer was eating. I'm not joking. 3 balls.
Gibby likes to eat over there. We love him. We have a lot of fun with you.
Okay. Okay. Ball for base your take. That's a walk. But wait, why isn't he? He jogged. He didn't walk.
Logan Panett, 253 batting average. Designated hitter number 6.
Now, up. There was the pitch. It could have hit him if he didn't dodge. So that is 100% the ball. That was ball 1. That was the balliest ball I have ever seen ball.
A lot of balls in that sentence.
How many times I've been hit with a pitch? 2. Both my first Little League games.
Strike.
No. Yeah, if we stay, we might do that really fast. And 1-1. Oh, 1-2. Because of a strike, and there's a man on first. And we're
Number 6.
And
Still up.
by the way, the Gaithersburg Giants have 5 wins and 20 losses. Well, the better team, our Big Train, have 17 wins and 6 losses. They are the top of the division. Still, I think. That was this pitcher. I read the program, and I remember my weight. He is 25 pounds heavier than me. Okay, and person on first and second. Next player is up, I guess.
Don Martinez, number 12, shortstop, 246 batting average.
At least as of the beginning of this game.
How many outs?
Kettle.
Several. No outs.
And
Well, at least right now.
that was definitely a curveball. And was he hit? Wait, if he was hit, crit. If he was hit, ill. And if it broke anything, well, and it was a ball. He wasn't hit. It would. My funny saying, if a car's totaled, it'll puff out probably. And steal, double steal, and up. Both men.
Okay.
2 balls, no strikes.
Oh yeah.
2 men scoring position at third and second. Gotta change it up. Rewrite the way that baseball is gonna be set. You know what I mean? Third and second instead of second and third. And up, it's going up. Everybody cover your heads.
Cover.
Not here, but not on where you are. And it's an out somehow. The catcher got it.
Parker Corbin, number 13, third base, 192 batting average.
Raw microphone. Not raw. Okay, this is much better. Finally, I got this where I want it. 1 out.
1 out.
Welcome, by the way.
Yes, welcome.
And here's and it's a ball. There's a ball. Huh. I'm noticing the catcher. He's checking the balls all weird. 2 balls. Okay. The Giants do need to work on their balls, I think. And it's a lefty hitting. Then 3 balls. 3 balls, 1 out, 2 men scoring position. If it's hit, they could load the base or get scored. They're the big trainer behind 2-1. And strike! 3-2, 3-1. Sorry, I can't speak. I cannot speak right now. I can, but
Okay, it's 3-1.
and Cut!
Whoa.
Play, and it's home! 2-2!
Whoa.
2-2.
Okay.
Big Train
Giants.
scores, Big Train scores. 2-2. Doctor Strange hands.
Giants
It's Doctor
2, Big
Strange.
Train
You can do Doctor Strange hands to explain the score.
2.
Minus the
2-2.
thumbs. And there are 2 outs.
2 outs.
It was, and there's man scoring position. Abby, there's a
Yep.
new person at the plate egg.
JJ Hand. 400 batting average.
Catcher number 24.
Catcher
And-
number 24.
And he was hit out of hit. So next player.
Okay.
That was short. Corners, corners. It's weird that it's called that because
Number 1, Alex
some way.
Fieltier. 378 batting average. Center field.
And it's ball for the right-hander.
Okay.
So basically, if he hits a home run, which would be kind of awesome, I have a good thing planned.
I want a home run hit. Oh.
Play,
Okay,
pass. Yay! Yay!
What's the score now? It's 2-3. Giants 2, Big Trains 3.
On this hand, you can count the thumbs. Count the thumb. On this hand, you don't. And there's a person on scoring position. Next player. No, wait. I think he's still up. He's still up, right, guys? It was a passed ball, actually.
Still up. Ow.
And please, no, please. Oh man. Cut to
And
us.
he's there.
Thank you guys for broadcasting. Harrison and Abby, you guys got any most important thing? Did you guys have fun?
Yes! Goodbye, people. Hopefully be back in the future if you guys like
Big
me.
Train broadcasters in the class of 2035. Welcome back to the fifth inning. Harrison and Abby did a great job, and we have another guest with us in the booth. Please welcome Greg Martzoff, the father of Max Martzoff, who has a new award given out to him. It was announced at this game. I don't know if you want to tell us a little bit more about that, Greg?
Happy to, and by the way, that's how I'm referred to just about everywhere, as Max's father. That's my claim to fame. But you know, he spent 2 great years here at Bethesda, and they honored him tonight by naming the Relief Pitcher of the Year award after him for, according to Bruce Adams, forever and ever.
And he was a very great pitcher when he was at the Big Train. There is one guy that I am looking at to potentially win that award. The leader, I would say, is Owen Stewart. 8 games pitched, 12 and 2/3 innings out of the bullpen, has yet to give up a run.
He's well on his way, and down the stretch, we'll see how he does, and you get into the playoffs, and it's money time.
Drew Bellis out on the mound still, has struck out 5 batters through the first 4 innings. He did give up 2 runs in the third. He runs a fastball just high to the 9-hitter Aiden Moreno. 1-2 count on him. Now, Greg, when I talked to you before the game, you talked about how much you love the community around this team, and how, as Moreno strikes out, that's 6 strikeouts for Bellis. But you talked about how much you love the community aspect of the Big Train have, and we have a massive crowd on hand for Military Appreciation Night.
I don't see very many empty seats here, and you know, it really is about the community and what the Bethesda Big Train bring to the community and what they do. It's more than just seeing great athletes on the field in baseball, which is the drawing card, but what they do in the community and what they do for the interns and the whole package, it's inspiring.
High fly ball, shallow center. Coming in is Peltier. He calls off Martinez, who had to duck and cover as the ECU center fielder was coming on. But 2 quick outs in the top half of the 5th. And now Danny Orr will step in for Gaithersburg. But you're absolutely right. This is a wonderful community out here. There's almost a sold-out crowd. It might even be sold out. Every single game, there's a ton of fans around. And I just talked to a woman from Kansas who is actually from the town that Walter Johnson grew up in. It's not just in this area. The Big Train have a pretty wide reach in terms of baseball appeal, and just the sense of community aspect, I would say, is tremendous.
Well, and I'll tell you, it's at least for our son Max, you know, coming here and playing 2 years put so much more enthusiasm into him in playing the game and what it means. I mean, obviously these boys, these men love the game, but just being in this environment, you know, Sal Colangelo is a true leader. He brings the best out in his players. He challenges them to be the best they can be, and you know, they got off like for example this year they got off to a rough start, but look where they are now because he blends the personalities, he blends the talent, and here they are leading the league and on their way to hopefully a three-peat in winning the championship. And you know, you got Coach Lopez right there. It's quite a family unit. And of course, you got Bruce Adams walking around all the time. In between every inning, he's promoting somebody, right?
Yeah, Bruce is actually down on the first base grandstands, handing out flyers, talking to everyone. That's a guy who, like my father, has never met a stranger.
Well, and then I mean, you mentioned the widespread appeal of the Big Train. So watch this lefty. This lefty's dealing.
Popped up high in the air towards Bruce. Along the first base line, it will get out of play.
See, I can tell you right now, we've got family down in Florida. Max's grandmother, we call her Mona. She's watching. We got family as far as up in Maine with my daughter and Max's uncle Roger Densmore watching, and probably the biggest fan of the Max Martzoff fan club is Stephen Enns down there in Florida. They're all watching, and they very rarely miss a game, whether it's the Big Train or wherever Max is playing. It gets in your blood, part of the experience.
Yeah, I think baseball is one of those sports where once you find a team to follow, that's the team you follow, because there's so many games. You can turn on the game whenever you want. It's not like football where there's only one game every week.
Well, and you know, you get to the point where you plan your day. You say, hey, where are we going for dinner and what time's the game?
2-2 from Bellis,
Well,
just
almost
high.
got him.
Just high to Danny Orr. Drew Bellis leading the entire Ripken League in strikeouts with 40 coming into this game, and he already has 6th working in his 5th inning.
And I tell you what, you could tell why. I was sitting behind home plate before I came up, and he mixes his pitches really nicely. Moves his fastball up and down. Got a curveball that works down and bites real hard on the righties.
Misses with the changeup outside. Danny Orr has a 2-out walk, but he has been absolutely magnificent. Some of the other guys on the staff that have been playing really well. Kide Atatui out of Florida Atlantic, a .47 ERA. I know your son also played at Florida Atlantic, and there are 4 players. 4 players. And I have to say, they're 4 of the nicest guys that I've gotten a chance to talk to, and they're all producing at a very high level.
It's amazing what happens when you come to Bethesda and you play for Sal, and how you reach different levels. And they're 4 great young men. Max graduated this year, but he's close to all 4 guys that are on this team right now. Emilio at first base, and you got John Martinez at short. And my understanding is you got the Murph behind the plate platooning, and then you got Kide coming in. It's just great compliment. It's every year FAU sends up a nice a group of young men to be on part of Sal's team.
Fastball in the dirt, a nice block by J.J. Hand.
You know what's really nice watching them this year is they look so balanced. I mean, they hit for average, they're hitting for power, they're playing defense. Starting pitching's good, relief pitching's good. It's all coming together for them.
Yeah, the pitching struggled a little bit to start the year, but they've definitely hit their rhythm as of late. Part of the reason the Big Trade have won 6 in a row. Line drive into left field off the bat of Andrew Holla will get down in front of Skoronsky. So Drew Bellis will have to work around some 2-out base runners as Colin Hughes steps to the plate.
And you know, like I said, it's more than just the players on the field. It's listening to you on the telecasts and for the fine job you do. You know, you bring it to life for people who can't be here.
I do appreciate that. Do appreciate those kind words. Jackson and Eliav also do a great job alongside me, but you got the best of the 3 today.
The best of the 3. I'll make sure I tell them that, right?
You should. No, but they are great. They are great.
Well,
and,
you know,
and Jackson's from Missouri. Myself, I'm from Indiana.
Well, and I saw that you're University of Indiana, Bloomington. You know, my family's from Indiana, so you know, that took you up a notch in my book. Right?
What part of Indiana?
I was born in Kokomo, Indiana, just north of Indianapolis.
I'm from Dyer, Indiana, which is right outside of Chicago.
Okay, so you're northern part, sure.
But there's no team that I love more than Indiana basketball.
Well, yeah, I know you and my dad back in the Bobby Knight era, right? But good old Hoosier basketball.
But back to the point I was making is I'm from halfway across the country. Jackson's from halfway across the country, and I mean the Big Trade have made us feel like we're family since the first day I got here.
Well, you know, we got here early tonight. A ground ball in the middle. There we go.
Right
go
flips,
the easy way.
Right flips to Martinez. We will continue the conversation in the bottom half of the 5th. Big Train lead at 3-2 over the Giants. Of the 5th set to start here from Shirley Povich Field alongside Greg Martzoff. My name is Quincy Bell. If you're just joining us, Greg's son Max is now going to be the namesake of the Relief Pitcher of the Year award in the Cal Ripken League, and his dad has been gracious enough to join me on the broadcast. Brennan Wright steps in, takes a high fastball out of the hand of Alexander Angelides.
This young man has a deceiving motion. He kind of got a lot of movement going on. You got to kind of pick the ball up out of his hand.
Angelides sits at just 5'8", but he can really rear back there and get the velocity up. He's only surrendered 3 hits today. 1-1 on Brennan Wright, who takes down and in. Now, Brennan Wright has reached in all 21 games that he has played this year, but has yet to reach today
you just put the announcer's curse on him, right?
I've mentioned it every single game. People like to mention the announcer's curse a lot. Wright takes downstairs, or I believe that might have been, it is downstairs, 3-1. The scoreboard said 2-2 for a brief second. 3-1 to Wright. Driven up the middle and through for a base hit. So no announcer's curse for Brennan Wright.
You see?
He has now reached in 22 straight games. I've been particularly impressed with him because on this team you got a lot of guys from big power schools. Peyton Steele coming to the plate out of Alabama. FAU, a pretty high D1 school. Brennan Wright out of Meridian Community College, and he led them in pretty much every single stat and has come to the big train, and it's like he's still playing at a JUCO with how well he's been playing.
I'll tell you what, when you get to this level, when you get to the college level, they're excellent players that, I don't care if you're D1, 2, 3, JUCO, NAIA, they can all play baseball. It's such good talent.
And of course, Wright will be at a D1.
There's another one. That was barreled up right there.
Line drive up the middle for Peyton Steele. So Brennan Wright will be playing at South Alabama next year. Peyton Steele out of the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, a single on the big train with 2 runners on as they look to
get a pitching mound visit here.
Look to break open a lead here in the 5th. Gaithersburg will have a mound meeting, and we'll see if that's the end of the day for Alexander Angelidis. What do you think? What do you think Coach is telling the guys on the mound?
He's saying be careful with this batter. I mean, Emilio, he's his last 2 at bats, I believe, he took fairly deep. Warning track left center, I believe, and his first at bat, I thought he had one down the right field line, but it just hit foul. So he's just saying, let's throw strikes. Don't give him anything too good. Let's keep it on the black part of the plate, and don't try to throw it by him because Emilio will hurt you if you try to throw by him. Let's try to keep him off balance. Maybe start him off with a little off speed just to keep him honest and see what happens. But this is the kind of spot Emilio wants to be in. He's an RBI man.
19 RBIs on the year. He has 1 home run, 372 the average, and he singled, later came around to score back in the 2nd inning. Steps in from the left-handed side against Angelidis. First pitch, Gonzalez takes a fastball just a bit on the outer half for a strike.
I'd be surprised if he sees anything really, really juicy or good here.
0-1, Gonzalez swings at a pitch below the zone for strike 2.
Looked a little impatient on that one. That ball was down.
Gonzalez is a guy that doesn't normally swing at pitches outside of the zone too often. A 457 on base, and he knows how to take his walks. That's something that I think is really important out of a power hitter. 13 walks to just 12 strikeouts for Gonzalez.
He puts it. See, he's a little upset right now with the pitcher. The pitcher's not making eye contact, and this is his 2nd warning now. I think he was upset with the first pitch that he swung at. He thought that he wasn't ready.
So the plate umpire motioned to the press box and said that there was a ball. I don't know if just for pitch clock violation or
well,
for
I think
something.
It was the 2nd one. It was the 2nd one. So
1-2 to Gonzalez. He takes in the dirt for ball 2.
See, he's not going to get a fastball. At least not anything that's in his zone. If he does, he's going to pay the price. I'll call it right now. If you get a fastball belt high around the middle of the plate, Emilio's going to hurt you here.
Runners on 1st and 2nd for him. Wright and Steele both have some speed on the base pass. 2-2 from Angelidis. Ground ball up the middle. Fielded by the shortstop Hentz. Flip to Marino for 1. Relay to first. Not in time to get Gonzalez.
Almost got it through the middle. I could have been proud there for calling one, but I didn't quite get through the middle, right?
Almost a very nice turnover at 2nd by Marino. I thought maybe he was going to have a chance to get Gonzalez at 1st, but
yeah, they got an insurance run down there at 3rd with less than 2 outs. This is where you got to produce. This is where you're situational hitting.
First pitch to Skoronsky fouled away, but situational hitting is very important. This isn't a spot where if you're Skoronsky, you can't be up there taking home run swings.
No, let's put the
primary
ball in
goal is
play.
put the ball in play.
And let's just hope it's not a 1 or 2 hopper right at the middle infield.
And that's something I think this team does really well, and it's something that's very important when it comes to manufacturing runs over the course of a season.
It's like having a runner on 2nd with less than 2 outs. You get him to 3rd. I don't care how you do it. Let's get that runner in from 3rd.
0-1, Skoronsky takes just down and away. Well, of course, now in Major League Baseball, when it gets to extra innings, they start with the runner on 2nd, nobody out. And I think at least if you're tied, as the home team, I always say just bunt him to 3rd.
Well,
every single time.
If you're
I'm
tied
buying
and you can walk it off, that's you get him to third and let's win the thing, right? It's tough when you're the visiting team because you're swinging away trying to get more than the one to try to give you that cushion.
That is true. At the same time, though, you could still lay the butt down and guarantee
sure.
that you get the one. 1-2 to Skoronsky, takes high and away. Hughes with a little pump fake for Gonzalez at first.
See, he should be trying to keep the ball down right now and induce a ground ball, see if you can get out of the inning. You get the ball up a little bit, the tendency is you're going to get a fly ball. Got to keep that ball down if you want the double play.
2-2, Skoronsky drives
There
one
it
down
is.
the line, and this will get all the way to the wall. Wright will score. Gonzalez is on his horse. He's getting the windmill at third from Galvin Morris. Play will be at the plate. Throw home. Gonzalez is safe. The Big Train lead at 5-2. A triple for Josh Skoronsky.
That's a good piece of hitting right there. Just what we were talking about. He got that ball up a little bit, paid the price. Was able to elevate it.
Skoronsky
And
is
that's
a guy.
going to be it. That's one batter too late, as it always seems to be, right?
Looks like this will be the end of the day for Alexander Angelitis. A righty will be making his way from the Gaithersburg bullpen. We'll tell you about him when we come back on the Big Train Baseball Network. New pitcher for Gaithersburg will be Shane Murphy, a right-hander, currently in the transfer portal. He hails from Beltsville, Maryland. He's 0-1 on the year with a 2.07 ERA and 8 2/3 innings. 11 walks to 10 strikeouts, a batting average against of only 111. So when he's given up runs, it's been via the walk.
And you see what they're doing. They've got the infield in. They know that the Big Train pitching is on time tonight, so they can't give up any more runs, so they're going to bring the infield in.
Skoronsky at third has some decent speed. That curveball missed behind Panett.
I got to tell all the listeners, Quincy, I got to call you out here. I'm sitting next to Quincy here. You should see the book that this young man is keeping. It's like I've never seen printing like this. Look at this.
Gibby, you want to show?
Look at this.
This is what I keep during the game.
There it is.
Ground ball through the hole for Panett. While we were showcasing the book, I can write another run across. Panett, his third hit of the game and his second RBI. 6-2 Big Train.
And so there's a piece of good hitting right there, because here's a power hitter up there, and he knows all he's got to do is get it in play. He's got the infield in. That would have been a base hit if the infield was playing back.
I would agree.
But he put the ball in play, and that's what hitters do.
6-2 for Martinez. He grounds on over to third, fielded by Maxey. Throw to second is too high. Marino cannot handle it. Almost got taken out by Panett as well.
Well, that's a long way for a double play. What's the first thing you got to do? Make sure you get that lead runner. You wanted to get rid of it real quick so you could try to make the turn. Just helps out the big train a little bit.
Gaithersburg has been struggling in the fielding department mightily this year. They've made the most errors in the league with now 49 with that last one. So here's Parker Corbin.
It's a lot of free bases. You know, it's you always sit there and look at walks, but errors always come back to haunt you. Let's see if it's the same case here.
Well, Gaithersburg's also last in walks with 181. Corbin takes a fastball on the outer half for strike 2.
He's looking back at the umpire. I don't know if he necessarily liked that call. Where did you have that one?
That was very close. It was right on the edge of the plate. I think I'm always for an umpire having a bit of a bigger zone because it's kind of boring to watch guys sit up there and walk. Ground ball over to second. Marino flips to second for one. Relay throws in the dirt, and it gets by the first baseman. Or coming home to score is Panett. 7-2 big train as Corbin gets to second.
And that was tailor-made right there. That was a quick turn double play. They should be in the dugout right now. Just what we were talking about. That's 2 errors.
Errors have
We'll take the runs.
Errors have plagued Gaithersburg this year. And, you know, Gaithersburg won the division last year. They actually had home field advantage against the big train in the playoffs, but it's gone from bad to worse for Gaithersburg this year. They sit at just 5-20. They did win their last time out against Silver Spring. First pitch to J.J. Hand on the outer half for a strike.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't been watching a lot of the other teams in the league. I watched Bethesda and whoever Bethesda's playing. But I know the Alexandria Aces have always been there. That always seems to be the showdown at the end of the season.
Well, the Aces have had the best record at the end of the regular season the last 2 years, but the big train have gotten the upper hand in the playoffs. The Aces sit at 11-8, a half game back of the division lead in the South. Swing and a miss by Hand. He's down on strikes, but the big train put across 4 runs, and they've broken this one open as we head to the 6th, 7-2. Bellis's day is over. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, only 2 runs allowed, 6 strikeouts for the league leader in strikeouts. He'll hand the ball over to Jordan Capuano with a 5-run lead. He'll look to eat some middle innings here and get this game one step closer to an 18th win for Bethesda. My name is Quincy Bell. Still alongside me is Greg Martzoff, decided to stick around for a second inning of broadcasting. I'd have to say you've been doing.
I paid him off. I paid him to stay in here for another inning.
The kids set a high bar.
I'm trying to reach that. You know, I mean, I can't be outclassed, upstaged by by kids. Now that's just not possible.
Capuano will deal to Nate Houghton-Henley to lead things off for the Giants. Fastball at 89 is over the plate for a strike.
Good start there. All he wants to do now is throw strikes. You got a 7-2 lead, 6th inning. They want to put the ball in play, let them put the ball in play. You got a good defense behind it.
0-1. Fastball runs up and in.
Last thing you want to do is start giving out free passes.
Capuano struggled a little bit, gave up 4 runs his last time out against Alexandria, but with a nice cushion here, I think this is a good chance to put him in, get some confidence back. We were talking about that a little bit during the break. 1-1, fouled away by Houghton-Henley.
Yeah, just pound the strike zone now. You got them right where you want them, 1-2. Pound the strike zone. Puts it in play, puts it in play.
That last pitch, a curveball at 74 miles an hour. We'll see where Capuano wants to go as he looks for the strikeout. 1-2.
There it is. Oh, good pitch. Caught the black.
Called strike 3, Houghton-Henley, a little slow to the dugout, does not like the call, but Capuano, a looking strikeout to start his relief outing.
He might not have liked that pitch, but it's a tough pitch to let go by with 2 strikes.
Like I said, I'm a big fan of umpires expanding the zone a little bit, because I'd rather watch a 2-1 game with a lot of exciting strikeouts than a 13-9 game with a
walkathon,
a carousel of walks.
You know, and when it's almost like they smell blood in the water sometimes when a pitcher's having control problems. It's almost like they make them be that much better or finer before they start calling strikes. The strike zone shrinks a little bit when umpire senses that a pitcher's having a hard time locating.
Beautiful backdoor breaking ball out of the hand of Capuano to even this count at 1. Tell you, if you can run breaking balls on the outer half against pitchers, against hitters of opposite-handedness, that's something that can really work to your advantage.
You pick it up out of the hand, it looks like it's outside, and then all of a sudden it breaks over and catches black. Same thing on, you know, when you come inside. Like if you got a good breaking ball, a righty against a lefty, you go a little back foot curveball. Looks so good, and then all of a sudden it dives down to that back foot.
Ryan Maxey at the plate for Gaithersburg has flown out to right and struck out today. Capuano looking for a second straight strikeout. Misses with the fastball just high.
Tell you what, nothing like sunset in July in Bethesda. What a beautiful night for baseball.
We've had a lot of rain this season, I will say. There was almost a whole week of games that were delayed by rainouts, but this is a picturesque night for baseball. 2-2 from Capuano. Misses with the curveball in the dirt. The count now runs full on Maxey.
Well, my wife and I brought you up some Florida sunshine.
And I appreciate that. Thank you. Full count, 1 out. Cade Hentz waits on deck for Gaithersburg. Capuano taps the foot 3 times. Now delivers the payoff. Misses just outside with the fastball, and Maxey has a 1-out walk.
Well, it's like I used to tell my son, a walk is a pitcher's error.
Now, Greg, I'll ask you this. Obviously, the Big Train are out to a great start to this year, 17-6. What do you think about this team specifically makes them work so well? Because obviously they've won the league the last 2 years. But what do you think about this team tells you that they have what it takes to do it a third time?
Well, I think that it all starts with Sal and Coach Lopez and the rest of the coaching staff. I think they've brought them together quicker as a team than what I've seen the last 2 years. They always had kind of a mid-season or a mid-schedule, you know, I'm not going to say letdown, but a slump the last couple years, and they kind of righted the ship and then came on at the end. And of course, when the money games were on the table, they produced. But I see this team gelling together much quicker. You know, especially after the start they've had, they're on fire right now, and I think they're the team to beat.
1-1, Capuano fires. Misses with the fastball just low to Cade Hentz.
The key now is for Sal to keep them grounded, and you know, to keep them, you know, playing good solid baseball and not to get too far ahead of themselves and take one game at a time.
Well, they were off yesterday, but the last game they played was in Olney against the Crop Dusters, and that game was a fight all the way to the very end. Big Trade won it 6-3, but I think that was something that you saw near the end of that game. They were very composed, and they were making a lot of great pitches. The bullpen, I think, has gotten a lot better as the season progressed, and even when Olney sparked a little bit of a rally in the ninth inning of that game, you didn't see any panic in anyone. They just were calm, collected, and got the outs they needed to win. And Olney is the closest team in the North Division. They sit at 4 games back.
Well, you know, even with a record of 17-6, you know they're going to have some ball games that kind of get out of hand, and you put them in the win column early. But what actually helps them is when they do have some close contests, and they do get challenged, and Sal is able to see, you know who we can rely on, or who stays composed, or who keeps it under control, and that'll all play out by the end of the season. I think he already knows by watching the way the team's playing right now.
Full count. Capuano delivers to Hentz, misses over his head, and Hentz has a walk. Maxey will move to second. But one thing that I've noticed, and I think this is a very important thing, whether you're looking at basketball or football or hockey or baseball, they can win in a variety of ways. They've won games 2-1,
right,
3-1, and they've won games 10-11, 13-12.
I figured this was coming. Not to interrupt you, but I figured this was coming because what do we talk about at the start of the inning? Walks. And you know, before it gets out of control, this is a great move. This is what they do. And I can tell you right now, he's out there going, "Hey, how do you feel?" Let's look. He puts his arm on his shoulder. Let's relax a little bit. You got 8 guys around you. Throw strikes. And Lopez is amazing. How he connects with these players.
Has been with the big train for a while, as he now makes a slow trot off the mound. We'll see if that helped calm down Capuano at all. I would imagine it did. And now Lopez is going to have a word with the plate umpire. What do you think he just said to him, Mike?
Well, I saw him laughing, so I think he said, "Now pay attention now, because here come a bunch of strikes." So.
So now Aaron Babayev will step in, a strikeout victim and a groundout victim, courtesy of Drew Bellis. His first at-bat against Capuano, he takes just below the knees for a ball.
Now, if I'm the Gaithersburg Giants right now, I'm telling my players, you make sure he throws a strike before you think about doing anything. You got to make him work for it.
I couldn't agree more, as back in my playing days, I took my fair share of walks. I wasn't a very big power hitter, but I made sure pitchers earned their out against me.
Well, it's like they made a big deal about in the movie Moneyball. He gets on base, right? I don't care how you get on base. Just get on base.
1-1 from Capuano.
There we go.
Gets the slider on the back door to Babayev. Count is 1-2.
That's a nice confidence booster when you're trying to find the strike zone. You throw a 1-1 off-speed pitch. See if you can finish it off here.
Capuano looks back. Maxey at second. Now comes to the plate. Grounded over to the right side. Brennan Wright with a sliding stop, but he will not have a play, or he does have a play. Babayev gunned down at first. My apologies to Brennan Wright. I thought he was just going to put that one in his pocket.
Well, I think he realized that he looked at second, wanted to go there, get the lead runner, but he made the right move. Let's get that second out.
It's a very nice sliding stop. So now it'll be Aiden Marino with 2 outs and 2 in scoring position. The 9-hitter only hitting 163, so important that Capuano attacks him and he gets a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Because you don't want to walk him and have the top of the order come up. Even with the base open, this is the guy you'd want to attack. Capuano set, kicks and fires.
Good
Slider
idea.
misses down and away. Check to first, and the first base umpire says that was a swing.
Ooh.
That one was close. Marino probably doesn't like that, but he now really has to protect down 0-2.
Take advantage of that one. Let's get in the dugout.
Capuano trying to work around 2 walks for a scoreless inning. And
Yes,
he
sir.
does. Moreno down flailing. JJ hand over to first in time to Gonzalez to retire the side. No runs after the 2 walks for Capuano. The Big Train lead it 7-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Bottom half of the 6th alongside Greg Martzoff. My name is Quincy Bell. Greg, are you still having fun up here dealing with,
You know what?
with me?
I love the conversation in between innings, and we were kind of focused when in between innings how Coach Lopez continued his. Did that get him?
I think it did. Or maybe it was a foul ball. I don't
he was
know.
walking
That
down.
was close. But what we were talking about, though, is how Craig Lopez, a beautifully timed mound visit
Right.
with Capuano, 2 quick outs after the mound visit, and then even after Capuano was walking to the dugout, Craig Lopez, some more words of encouragement.
You know, that's
to
what
Capuano.
it's all about. That, you know, the viewers don't see, and you see it if you're here at the ballpark. But you know, that mentoring, that coaching, that leadership continues. He grabbed him off the mound, encouragement, gave him a pat, and all is good in Big Train land.
So it looks like Alex Peltier will be on, thanks to a hit by pitch out of the right hand of Sean Murphy.
Yep, that ball got dangerously up and in too. That's when you get kind of nervous about health and safety, right? I mean, that ball got up there in a hurry, right up around his chin.
Pick off to first, Peltier back. Now
That would add insult to injury, huh? Hit him and then pick him off.
That would have been bad. Peltier to a very aggressive lead off of first. He's 16 for 20 when
There
it
he
comes
goes.
to stealing bases. There he goes. Throw down by Hughes. In time, Peltier caught stealing.
Must have got him on the back end. He doesn't like it.
So now 16 for 21 Peltier is on the year. Not a terrible time to go. It's
Sal's looking at him like, did he? Wonder if he had the misread the sign. I think he was asking him what's going on when he was coming off the field.
1-1 to right, misses upstairs. But when Peltier was showing to bunt, Peltier, Brennan Wright at the plate right now, and Brett Ott, who's getting today off. Those 3 are some of the best bunters I think I've ever seen in my time covering baseball. Fly ball down the line out of play.
Is that a lost art or what? I mean, I see so many ball games now where, you know, situations require a bunt, and you know, players aren't able to get bunts down anymore and move runners.
2-2. Wright takes outside, but all 3 of those guys, tremendous speed, but
Yep.
they know when to get it down and they know how to get it down as well. 3-2, Murphy into the windup for Brennan Wright.
There we go.
Wright takes outside for ball 4. So here's Peyton Steele. Now, Greg, I was unaware of this. Do you know why the players are wearing, some of them are wearing the neon green
I
arm
was just
sleeve?
about to ask you. My wife was, who's very observant, especially around the baseball field. She says, "What's going on with the neon arm sleeves?" You see.
I wish I could give you an answer, but Steele has one, Gonzalez has
one,
and there were some other guys too. I think Corbin has one as well. It is Military Appreciation Night. A lot of red, white, and blue in the crowd. I wondered if it was something to do with that.
I don't know. I equate that color more with deer hunting, right?
My dad, a very big deer hunter. Myself, not so much, but my dad, normally it's neon orange is his color of choice.
You wear those colors obviously for visibility, right?
1-1. Steele pops one foul out of play. And it sounded like that hit somebody's car outside. That wasn't your car, Greg.
No, you look, you come to this ballpark enough, you know where to park.
That's for sure.
Park up the hill.
1-2 to Steele. Runs up and in. Hughes thought about trying to look at right over at first.
See Emilio on deck over there. I know he's due. He can't wait to get in the box here. There.
2-2. Curveball misses over the head of Steele. Gonzalez has scored 2 runs today. A single back in the second. A guy you can't keep down for long. The reigning Cal Ripken League hitter of the week. He struggled a little bit to start the year, but broke out in a huge way last week. 7 walks, a home run, almost 10 RBIs. He's a guy you cannot keep down for long. Payoff to Steele, popped up high in the air down the first base line. Second baseman will call everyone off. It's Marino making the catch for the second out.
You've seen a lot of long balls this year. Did you expect to see more? I remember a couple years back, Big Train had a gentleman by the name of Jeffrey Hurd who just seemed to launch them every other game.
Well, there have been 12 home runs hit by the Big Train this year. So just about one every other game, a little bit higher of a rate. And it's been players taking turns of who's hitting the home run. So Logan Panette hit the first 3.
He's been showing a lot of power,
including a grand slam on opening day, but he hasn't hit one since the 8th.
There's
Gonzalez
a nice
up the
swing
middle.
right there.
There he is.
That's Emilio right there, squaring it up the middle or line drive opposite field. That's his trademark right there.
But it's been the Big Train taking turns on who's had the hot streak. So Panette hit the first 3 home runs. Corbin hit 2 of the next 3 with Gonzalez hitting 1 in between them. And then Skowronski has hit 3 of the last 4 with Jacob Hawk also hitting 1 against the Braves. Skowronski 2 home runs against the Braves, including an extra inning go-ahead home run, and he now steps into the plate.
Pretty nice when you go through the lineup and flex your muscles at many positions, many spots.
And then Matthew Wesley hit 1 on the second. Peyton Steele hit 1 on the third. Those were both their first home runs. Skowronski was a guy who had a very slow start to the year, but everything he hit, every single ball he hit was hard. It was just going right to the first baseman, right to the second baseman, right to the right fielder, and it almost
tough
felt
luck,
like
right? Yeah.
he was itching, and you could tell that he was moments away from breaking out, and he did. Now he grounds one, but it's off the pitcher Murphy. A little bit.
And he throws it away.
A run will come around to score. It's Brennan Wright crossing the plate as the Airs continue to plague the Gaithersburg Giants in a big way.
Another error that gets him in the play that would have gotten him in the dugout. Instead, run scores, and they're still out on the field. I think just that's the 3rd error, right? I mean, just about every error has cost them.
The Big Train only with 1 error back on that Drew Bellis pickoff attempt. But the Big Train, for their part, are a team that fields very well. They have the 2nd least amount of errors, and they're 2nd in fielding percentage in the Cal Ripken League.
It's a great combination, isn't it? Hit for average, hit for power, good fielding, good pitching, good relief pitching. Exceptional coaching. Sounds like a nice package.
It's been very hard to beat this team. Every team other than the Braves have beaten the Big Train at least once.
There's a nice swing right there.
Line drive into left off the bat of Panette. How about him? His 4th hit of the day. 3 straight singles.
So you don't have to hit the ball over the fence to be productive, right? impressive. Good patience there. Got an off-speed pitch, waited on it, and pulled it.
But Ned, his second RBI on the day, leading the Cal Ripken League in RBIs now with 24.
Is this John Martinez?
Yes,
He's,
it is.
Interesting seeing him play shortstop for the Big Train. He was second baseman for FAU. Middle infield, I guess. But when you're turning two from the other side, it's
Not easy.
a change in philosophy.
He's played some second base. Brennan Wright normally plays second, but those two have switched for a few.
He's got great range.
Drives one deep in the air out towards center field. Houghton Henley ranging back. He makes the catch a
Just
few
missed
steps in front of the wall. Greg, it was an
You guys are going to kick me out of here. That's okay.
It was an absolute pleasure. I appreciate it.
I love being with you guys.
Have a great rest
I
of
was
your
looking
day.
forward to this, and thank you all very much. Appreciate you.
Much to everyone's chagrin, Greg Martzoff is gone and I'm back. But I spent my time away doing some research on the yellow arm sleeves worn by the Big Train players, and I found the answer. Somebody got a 6-pack of yellow arm sleeves and decided to share. That's it. That's all there is.
That was a little disappointing.
Yeah, underwhelming.
But if they keep up the way they've been playing, might have to be an every game thing for the Big Train. First pitch out of the hand of Jordan Capuano to the leadoff man Brady Powell is a backdoor slider for strike one.
Good to see Capuano make his way out of the mess last inning. Hoping he can settle in here and stretch out behind Drew Bellis, limit the bullpen ahead of tomorrow's doubleheader.
1-0 popped up high in the air, down the line, and out of play. Big Train will play 2 games tomorrow against the DC Grays, one at 10 a.m. bright and early, and 1 game at 1 p.m.
They're a squirrely opponent who's in the mix for the South Division crown as of right now, just a game back heading into today's contests.
0-2 from Capuano to Brady Powell, misses with the curveball outside.
Very important doubleheader between the Grays and Southern Maryland Senators. The Grays took game 1, winning 4-3, and the Sens up 1-0 in the nightcap.
1-2. Capuano looking for his 3rd strikeout. Ground over to first. Gonzalez easily to the bag for out number 1.
And I think you can see one of the major differences between these two teams. There was a gulf of 18 team errors between the sides heading into today, and that's really showed its teeth. I heard Greg say it before he left. Every error that the Grays have made have come back to bite them in one way or the other. And the Big Train did make an error, but they were able to deal with it, limit, because they made a couple nice plays in a row after that.
Yeah, the errors were only 3-1, but the errors the Gaithersburg Giants have made have been particularly costly. Here's Danny Orr who came into this game hitting .322, but he has been kept quiet. He's only 0 for 2 with a walk. Capuano taps the foot, winds and fires for the 1-0, drops a curveball past Orr for strike 1.
And what the big train pitchers, Bellis in particular, because that's who the only pitcher that Orr has faced was Bellis. There's some top-end talent in this Giants lineup, make no mistake, but the depth isn't quite there. So if you can limit Danny Orr and the like, you're going a long way towards shutting down this Gaithersburg offense.
Curveball misses high from Capuano. 2-1 on Danny Orr. The big train looking for win number 18. If they could get it, it'd be a clean 3 out of 4 wins through a majority of the season. 2-1 from Capuano. Popped up high in the air. Gonzalez backpedaling, has a beat on it, settles under and makes the catch for the second out.
When this team is hot, it is hot. That's how they've gotten to their 18 wins via, well, 17 wins now, hopefully 18, via 2 6-game winning streaks. Outside of those streaks, heading into today, they're 5 and 6, but obviously 2 6-game streaks will vault you up in the standings quite a bit.
They have 3 more wins than the team in second place, which is Olney, who sits at 14 and 11. The Southern Maryland Senators at 13 and 9. Not every team has played the same amount of games, but Bethesda has the most games in the W column. 1-0 on Andrew Holub out of the University of Iowa. Fastball misses outside out of the hand of Capuano. 2-0.
Capuano's feeling fine in terms of velocity, about the same that as we've always seen him. The slider, when he's been able to locate it, has been a good pitch for him today. But when he's been missing with the fastball like he just did to Holub, that's where he's found trouble against Maxey and Hentz last inning.
2-0. Fastball catches the outer corner for strike 1.
And Capuano's so herky-jerky and somewhat violent with his delivery that he disguises the ball for a little bit. So when he is able to locate, that fastball has a little extra burst on it. It's a little harder to pick up than a lot of other guys at the same speed.
2-1. Slider is hammered in the air out towards left field. Going back is Skaronski. He ranges towards the line and makes the catch for the third out. 1-2-3 go the Giants as we stretch from Shirley Povich Field. Big Train 9 outs away, or 6 outs away from their 18th win on the year. Parker Corbin, J.J. Hand, and Alex Peltier will look to add on some more runs to make these last 2 innings a little bit easier for the back end of the Big Train bullpen. New pitcher to tell you about for the Gaithersburg Giants is number 29, Ethan Bell. A great last name, I might add. The sophomore right-hander is currently in the transfer portal, is 0-2 with a 16.87 ERA.
I haven't seen a Corcoran, Brooks Rubin, or Hurt elsewhere in the league, but I'll keep my eye out.
I don't think you'll see a Brooks Rubin. That is a very unique last name. Hurt and Corcoran, those are two. I think you could see one of those.
Barbara Corcoran's out there. Old pitcher Larry Corcoran threw a few no-hitters back in the 19th century in Major League Baseball. No relation, unfortunately.
(3-1) on Corbin. Bell fires and misses outside for ball 4.
And that's been the issue for Ethan Bell all season. 10 2/3 innings pitched, 14 walks. That's not going to do it for you at this level of baseball.
A 356 batting average against as well. Mostly you being used in a innings eating role right now. Trailing 7 runs. J.J. Hand steps in, got his first start today, chops one over to third, fielded by Maxey, throw across the diamond in time. But Hand, getting his first start behind the plate, has come in the midst of games, has a few pinch hit at-bats, but a walk and a hit by pitch, 0 for 2, but has been on twice. A pretty solid day for him.
And for me, the sign, or what I'm watching, I should say, in a guy like Hand's first start is what he's able to do behind the plate, and he looks solid back there. Obviously looked very solid in the 7 shutout innings from Russell Peterson he caught last weekend, and he's carried that over to today. I mean, he's catching 2 guys with electric stuff, and this being a guy who just wrapped up his final high school campaign. But he looks comfortable behind the plate. Hasn't been asked to do a ton, but what he has been asked to do, he's done it pretty well.
He will be taking his talents to the Old Dominion Monarchs to start his collegiate career. It says a lot to be producing at any level for a summer league winning ball club before you've ever even taken an official college at bat.
Well, absolutely, and especially in a position like catcher where veteran presence is so prized. That's something that you usually don't hand to a, well, pardon the pun, absolutely not intended for once.
For once, yeah.
For once, but, I mean, the way he stepped into the role in the brief moments he has had on the field has been impressive.
Peltier swinging a foul tip into the glove of Hughes. 0-2 on the East Carolina leadoff man.
It's been a quiet day for him, which is all the more important that the guys behind him and the guys in the back half lineup, Skronsky and Panette in particular, have really stepped up.
4 hits for Panette to go with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. 0-2 to Peltier. Bell misses inside.
That's something that really excites me. Watching Panette at the plate today, he looked like the old Punisher that we were used to back at the beginning of this season, jumping on pitches that he liked, getting to anything, anywhere around the zone, and hitting it hard. I mean, 4 for 4, 3 RBIs, nothing to sneeze at.
Curveball just misses inside out of the hand of Bell. 2-2 on Peltier. If the Big Train are able to put up 5 runs in this inning, they will win the game via mercy rule,
which is always good for the bouquet of arms you have in your pen.
2-2. Fastball misses down and away. Count runs full on Peltier.
The less withdrawals you have to make from the savings account in the bullpen, the better. And if you're able to lock it down here, have Capuano pitch 2 solid and then no further, so you got 14 innings to play tomorrow at minimum.
Payoff to Peltier. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bell with a lot of horizontal break on that slider gets Peltier to chase.
And you know, even for guys that are struggling, you see flashes like that show why they're in this league. I mean, that is a plus pitch from Bell. I mean, just snaps it off in a tough count to a very good hitter, and it just runs away, had Peltier fooled, which even on his strikeouts, even though he strikes out a decent amount, you rarely see Peltier purely fooled like that.
Here is Wright. Has now still reached in every single game he's played. Had to wait till the 5th inning of this one, but he did get there. I'm really curious to see if he can keep this up for the entire season, because all signs currently point to that he could be able to. 1-0. Breaking ball misses low.
I mean, the thing that makes me believe it is that this is just nothing new for Brennan Wright. It's what he's done for his entire collegiate career. He is a pretty special player.
2-0. Fastball on the outer half, called a strike.
You know, you look at a guy like Logan Panett, undoubtedly very, very talented player, but his flash of brilliance early in the season was something he hadn't really shown before, but Brennan Wright has 2 years of exactly this output.
Half swing, a full swing in the eyes of our plate umpire. Bell now has an even count at 2-2 on Wright. But you're absolutely right, Jackson. At Meridian Community College, a career .320 hitter with just some superb on-base skills, and he'll be taking those to South Alabama. Runner goes for third. Wright fouls one into the net, so Parker Corbin will have to walk back to second.
But I mean, you know, I'm looking through his old game log at Meridian right now. I see one game, 0 for 3 against Coastal Alabama back in February, then had about a 10-game streak where he got on base. Had a couple tough games, and embarked another 15-game streak. I mean, there's probably count on one hand, if I were to go through this with a fine-tooth comb, the amount of games where he didn't get on.
2-2, he takes outside.
And that's in a 53-game season, even longer than the one he's currently in the midst of.
16 stolen bases as well, a plus runner. Corbin on second, full count, 2 out to Brennan Wright, the future South Alabama product. He takes ball 4, the 3rd time he's been on today.
And it provides a nice opportunity for Peyton Steele to continue an impressive streak. Scoring or driving in a run in every appearance he's had. Doesn't have one yet today of either type, but can turn that around right here with a knock.
He does have a walk and a single today. With Corbin on second, his fellow neon green sleeve wearer. There goes Corbin for third, throw down. Not in time. Corbin gets around the tag with a feet-first slide.
And that is a nice shot by Hughes. Right to Maxey, good tag attempt, but Corbin heads for the outer part of the bag. It's a good slide, even feet first, able to kind of contort himself around the tag because the throw had him beat by half a step. But Corbin does well to find a way in and keep the inning alive.
See if Wright is off for second at some point. Steele drives one down the line, just foul.
It's a swing he might want to redo if he had the chance, because it's a middle-in fastball, something he can absolutely handle, and kind of got handcuffed by it a little bit, shoots it the other way. That's something he wants to pull with authority.
1-1. Kicking the fire from Bell. There goes Wright, but Steele fouls one straight back into the net. Wright will have to go back.
And the miss swing by Steele on the last pitch kind of sets that one up for Bell. He knows that Steele's going to go fastball hunting, so he goes above the zone, just above the hands, and there's not much Steele can do with that other than foul it straight back.
We'll see if Bell goes to a slider away now. He does. Steele grounds one over to short, fielded by Hentz, flipped over to second for the out. No runs after 2 walks. We head to the 8th, and we'll give you a look around the rest of the Cal Ripken League.
The Big Train have solidified themselves as the best team in the league. They sit at 17-6, 4 games clear of every other team in the North Division. They had a great middle of this week for it, taking down the T-Bolts twice and the Crop Dusters once in order to open up their largest lead of the season in the division. The South is the more interesting division this season. Southern Maryland took down Alexandria on Thursday to leapfrog back into first after temporarily dropping into a tie for second. Meanwhile, the DC Grays held first for a day. They're back into third place. And the Metro SoCo Braves and the Gaithersburg Giants continue to bring up the rear.
The Gaithersburg Giants have some work to do if they want to make this game interesting. They trail the Big Train by 7 runs in the top half of the 8th. They do have the middle of their order up, 4, 5, and 6. Colin Hughes, Nate Houghton Henley, and Ryan Maxey. They will continue to work against Jordan Capuano, who, Jackson, no hits allowed in 2 innings of relief and only 2 walks.
And 5 guys retired in a row. Got some help from Brennan Wright, a very nice sliding play, and since then, he's really found his way into this game.
First pitch to Hughes misses high and away.
And it's all the more impressive to me because the last time he went out, nothing went right for him. Came into a pressure situation, didn't go his way, and he's turning it around and putting in a very good outing when the team needs him to really soak up a few innings and, of course, keep a lead.
Hughes takes outside. Now, Hughes is a guy who has been playing very well this year. A 339 average on the year, a 471 OPS, 12 RBIs, a home run, 6 stolen bases. Jackson, I heard that we might get the all-star rosters tomorrow. That's still up in the air, but Hughes very well could be the North Division starting catcher.
He really could. I mean, as good as a guy like Dylan Murphy has been, Hughes has gotten a little more PT because Sal Colangelo splits his catcher playing time so neatly down the middle. And, I mean, he's impressed. He can hit. He really can. There's a reason he's plastered in the middle of this Gaithersburg lineup.
3-0 from Capuano. Fastball right down the middle for strike 1.
But the scuttlebutt is that tomorrow or Monday are the days that the all-star roster could come out. We're very excited. Hopefully a fair few green.
No, just like a
3-1 driven down the line and right. This ball lands just foul.
I mean, you could go around the diamond and make a case, go around the diamond and filter through the bullpen and make a case for double digits of guys to make the all-star roster. My dream is, 2015 AL All-Star team where it was eight Royals, but I mean, there's no Omar Infantes on this Big Train roster. There would be no cheap
That's a
all-stars.
crazy stray that Omar Infante did not deserve.
He didn't deserve to be an all-star either, so there's a lot he didn't deserve.
In 2016, the Chicago Cubs had the entire infield was starting.
Well, that was 2016 Chicago. That's a different beast. This was 2015 Omar Infante, who finished with a negative .5 WAR and a 552 OPS.
Oof, okay. The glove is good, but you're
Or no, you know what? I have it all wrong.
lined over to third. Corbin to second for 1. Relay to first, not in time.
I believe Omar Infante was the only one of the Royals starting lineup not to make the All-Star game that year. I think that's actually what went down. And yeah. Alcides Escobar, Alex Rios didn't make it either, but there was a lot of chaff that made its way into the All-Star game. Thanks to, you have to give credit to the incredibly passionate fans in Kansas City, stuffing the ballot box for their favorite Suns.
That is one of my favorite teams of all time, is that 2015 Royals team. Because that's a team that, not a lot of power, not a lot of beautiful home runs, but that's a team that would grit and outwork you for every single win that they got.
And you can see shades of that team at times. There was a 2-week stretch where the Big Trend didn't hit a home run. But then in that same vein, you've got guys like Peltier, right? You were talking about it just a few innings ago with Greg. I mean, there's an unparalleled ability from a team that's about to hopefully go 18-6 to play small ball. You don't really see that. Oh my goodness, we've got a tosser on our hands.
Gaithersburg manager has been thrown out of this game. TJ Brockway is going to have an early ride home from this one.
They send him Brock away.
Pun intended on that one.
Pun intended.
We were too busy talking about the 2015 Royals to where I don't even think I saw what he got thrown out for.
Well,
I believe arguing balls and strikes. If I had to guess.
They ended up, they called out Nate Houghton Henley because of runner's interference at second base where they were trying to turn that double play. So they gave 2 outs on the play, and the manager was nonplussed, to say the least, by that decision.
So that's the first time we've seen a manager ejected this season for either side. Metro Soco Braves coach Chris Warren got a warning when the Big Train played them on Monday in South County. Sal Colangelo, normally pretty reserved when he talks to umpires. Haven't seen him ejected this year.
From a warning to Brock away. And, you know, if you look at Sal Colangelo's bobblehead they gave out today, he's an agreeable guy. He's always nodding. He's not going to find a way out of it. He's always, you know, you ask him anything. Yes, he'll say yes. He'll sit in his train and he'll say, sure thing, buddy.
2-0. Fastball in the inner half to Ryan Maxey. Yeah, it's a little bit of a lack of attention on my part. I was too busy looking at the 2015 Royals.
It's easy to get drawn in by that roster. You know, you look at Alex Gordon having a heck of a year. Lorenzo Cain at the peak of his powers.
That's a guy I always like to compare myself to when I played. A great defender and a guy that has some unparalleled on-base skills.
That is not a guy that I would compare myself to because I'm slow as dirt and don't take a walk.
You're also a pitcher, though.
Well, I was in the field for much of my career, but then the bat did not play in college, as I quickly discovered.
3-1 from Capuano, misses outside for a walk to Maxey, his second in a row.
I mean, it might be a stretch to say that the arm plays in college. There's a reason that I'm up here, folks, and you're watching Jordan Capuano pitch instead of me, and that's because Jordan Capuano's stuff dusts the floor and comes back for seconds with mine.
Now, see, yourself was actually able to play at the college level after high school. I was playing in a men's league for 2 years. So, better player than I was.
Yeah.
But that bar's not very high.
I got to throw a bullpen. Have to give credit to our excellent producer and excellent
people
bullpen catcher, Gibson Hurt.
People need to be aware of this.
Yep. Threw a bullpen to Gibson Hurt today.
Ground ball just fouled down the first base line.
Trying to keep that arm, however poor it may be, in shape for the fall season at Carleton College. And Gibson
Knights.
Go Knights, roll Knights. Gibson Hurt kindly agreed to stole some strikes for me. No one there to watch, but God himself, and Gibson Hurt still stole me some strikes. Got to appreciate that.
Gibby's been doing a great job helping manage the plethora of people that have been in the booth today. 5 different people have put on the headset and broadcasted some innings.
I'm talking to Eliav Brooks Rubin, who works at Northwestern, and they have a fantastic setup there with Big Ten Plus. And he was saying, we have 5 Gibbies at Northwestern Broadcast, and 1 Gibby here does the job of all of them, and he does an incredible job.
You don't need 5 Gibbies. 1 Gibby is enough. More than enough sometimes.
Well, there's only 1 Gibby in the world. And yeah, there are sometimes
he is dying in the room next door. You guys cannot see. He is.
We had to big him up after he got torn down a little by the kid broadcasters earlier.
The kids tore him apart. I was loving that.
But you told them rule number 1 is be nice to your producer.
They overall were very nice to Gibby.
That's good. Good to hear.
3-1. Slider misses in the dirt to Cade Hentz. So back-to-back 2-out walks from Capuano.
And undeniably, in the clips I did watch, they brought a lot of energy to the proceedings.
Oh yeah, that's something I like to pride myself on, is bringing energy to a broadcast. But the kids did a very, very good job for their first time ever. Big shout out to Harrison and Abby. They did a great job. Hopefully they're in the stands somewhere as the Big Train look to finish off the final touches on this win.
Speaking of in the stands, when Harrison, Abby, and Greg were in the booth over those last 4 innings, I got to do something really cool in my mind. Got to just go down the first base line, sit, keep score, and watch the game from a new perspective and really got to realize how beautiful ballpark Shirley Povich is.
Ball gets away from hand, both runners will move up.
I mean, it's the first time I've sat down there when it's full up. It's a pretty full night for Sal Colangelo bobblehead night, first responders night as well. Shout out to my father, works as a firefighter in Ferguson. But, gorgeous night for baseball. Just got to sit and watch a game, keep score, sat by Eliav, our other broadcaster who's off tonight, took in the game, talked ball a little bit about this team, and it was an experience that I really did enjoy.
Well, we don't really get to do too much sitting around in the stands. We're pretty active on the field before and after the game, but pretty nice to sit down and watch a game at a pretty beautiful park. Definitely, I would say, the nicest one in the Ripken League.
And it really is a special place. Like, you can see why this team prides itself on the small town charm, because I mean, this is baseball. You sit down there, you hear the crack of the bat, you hear the roar of the umpire. It's special.
2-1, grounded foul by Babayev. Yeah, that's something I talked at pretty decent length with Greg, was how much appeal that this team has. Not even just in the Bethesda area, but through a very wide range of the DMV and even some states pretty far away.
Yeah, I mean, I was at a coffee shop today finishing up my game prep, and someone noticed my Big Train polo and said, "Go Big Train." I'm hoping to go to a game real soon.
Grounded over to first, Gonzalez drops to a knee, fields the ground ball easily, and takes a stroll to first for the third out. The Big Train 3 outs away from their 18th win. Bottom of the 8th here from Shirley Povich. Big Train lead by 7, and Emilio Gonzalez will step into the box and try to add on to the lead. Already 2 singles and 3 runs scored today. Kick in the fire. Fastball is over the plate from Ethan Bell.
And Gonzalez, after a 10-game hit streak, that's the longest anyone's authored in the league this year, has gone hitless in 2 of his last 3, but back to his old tricks today.
Pops one foul into the net. He's behind 0-2.
This guy, and he has 8 multi-hit games, one of the better marks on the team, including 5 games with 3 hits. That's best on the team.
Bell holds the glove over his face. Now into the windup for the 0-2. Gonzalez high in the air towards deep center field. Houghton Henley is ranging back near the scoreboard, and he makes the catch at the warning track right in front of the wall. That's the second very, very deep flyout from Emilio Gonzalez. 327 feet, 92 miles an hour off the bat on that.
Him and Corbin both, they've got into him, but just missed. You can see that one came off the bat at 37, which if you get a little more of a charge on it, or 37 launch angle, I should say, because he hit it at 92. If he gets a couple more miles per hour of juice on that, it has a good chance to go.
So now Skoronsky, a triple back in the 5th, and a walk in the 4th, scored twice on both of those. Also reached on in air. 1-1 the count to the Winthrop product.
to
Kick in the fire. Skoronsky takes low.
You know, it's pretty crazy to note that this team has put up 9 runs, had some well-struck balls, and 2 of their best hitters, by the stats at least, Matt Wesley and Brett Ott, are out of the lineup today.
Speaks volumes to just the depth that this Big Train lineup has. 3-1 from Bell. Misses inside. Skaronski on for the 3rd time today.
And I was thinking today, is like, man, you got to get Brett Ott in this lineup. But then I was looking, like, well, Josh Skaronski's in left field. You certainly can't take him out of the lineup. And DHing today is Logan Panett. He's been swinging a pretty good bat in the last couple. And Parker Corbin, if he's back, you want to get him in if he's healthy. And then you're thinking, you know, wow, it's tough to get Brett Ott in there, even as incredible a season as he's had.
Taking low. That's a guy who's also a really good defender. Ott has a ton of speed. Of course, Peltier, the most speed on the team. He patrols center, but Ott, very serviceable in left and right, and has also played center on days Peltier has had off. 1-0 misses low to Panett. Looking for his 5th hit. He's 4 for 4 today. 2 RBIs, 3 singles, a double. Has also scored 2 runs. I think we know who Eliav will be interviewing after this game.
Absolutely.
2-0. Yanked in the dirt by Bell, but a nice block from Hughes will keep Skaronski at first.
The 4th guy this year to pick up a 4-hit day, or sorry, the 5th, and the first one to do it multiple times is Logan Panett.
3-0. Bell yanks another fastball in the dirt, so Panett on for the 5th time today, first time via the walk.
Brings up John Martinez, who you really want to see just barrel up a baseball here, because he's such an important part of this lineup, and he's going to be in the lineup with how good and how solid and how reliable of a defender he is at short, the most important position that's not behind the plate. And you need him going right if you want this lineup to get as deep as possible, and you know he's got the bat to do it. He hit 280 at FAU this year as a redshirt freshman, playing full-time. He absolutely has the bat to perform at a very, very high level in this league. He just needs to get right once again over this second half.
He has flown out 3 times, 1 to each outfielder, left, center, and right. Has 2 runners on and only 1 out. You're right, Jackson. He has been very solid with the glove. First pitch taken at the knees for a strike.
He's only got 4 errors at shortstop, the toughest position in the field and the one that racks up by far the most errors compared to most other starting shortstops in the league. He is near the very top when it comes to fielding percentage.
A 1 from Ethan Bell. Martinez takes inside, had to jump out of the way of that one.
Just so important if you have a guy out there that you can set and forget at a defensive position like shortstop. You know, when you have to rotate that position around defensively, it plays havoc on the rest of your infield. But with Martinez playing like he does at that position, it really is the glue that holds the infield together.
Grounded over to second, fielded by Marino, thrown on to first in time for the second out, but both runners will move up. Now Parker Corbin steps in.
Corbin missing that time. The time he missed came after going over in a Southern Maryland doubleheader, despite walking 4 times and scoring 4 runs. But over again today, but has been productive, has a sac fly RBI and a walk.
First pitch called a strike.
And again, if you're able to rally and put up some runs here, you can still end the game an inning early, have Capuano be your last pitcher of the day, but looks like now he's headed back to the bullpen. His day might be concluded.
Taken on the outer half by Corbin for strike 2. Big Train have been just undeniably good at Shirley Povich Field. At Shirley Povich Field, they are 12-3. They've been just magnificent at home this year. Corbin swings and misses for strike 3. Gaithersburg needs 7 runs to extend this game in the top of the 9th. arm to tell you about for the big train will be Jake Titus. Has a 7-run lead to protect in the 9th inning. Barring disaster, the big train should cruise to their 18th win and their 13th win at home, Jackson, in games at Shirley Povich Field, 12-3 so far.
And that includes a couple games where the big train were technically the road team, but it's just the home sweet home, the friendly confines that have powered them to victory, even when they're not batting second. I mean, when you're able to go 12-3 at your place of business, it's a good sign.
They've had 4 wins, or 3 wins, at home as the road team. So if you want to do it by true home and road, when batting first, the big train are 8-3. When batting second, true home games, they're 9-3. Pretty much, as of late, they've been getting it done no matter what you throw at them. On the flip side, the Gaithersburg Giants just 1-11 on the road. Ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit off the bat of Aiden Marino.
And that's where, you know, the trouble comes for Titus, because he has punishing stuff. He's got a 94-mile-per-hour fastball, one of the hardest you'll see in this league. But he got behind in the count there and threw a fastball center cut. And Marino, not the biggest of swingers, but still a good enough bat, guides it up the middle, able to get the barrel to it and beat Martinez and Wright on the roller. And now Titus is 0 for 4 in retiring the first batter he's faced.
Titus was the opening day starter for the big train, and on opening day through 2 2/3 gave up 4 runs, and it's just been a summer to forget for Jake Titus. He sits with a 19.5 ERA, but if he could close this game out, might be a bit of a confidence booster, because he could just be one more potent arm that the big train could have down the stretch if he's able to figure things out. Ground ball over to first, fielded by Wright, thrown over, not in time. Back-to-back singles for the Giants. Brady Powell reaches.
I believe Ruiz Weiss making the sub there and reaching, but I mean, that's how you know nothing's going right for you. I mean, 2 soft ground balls sawed Ruiz Weiss off with that pitch, and it's right, and it's a tweener. It's a perfect tweener. Gonzalez goes over to try and cover it, sneaks by him, and Titus really has no chance to beat the speedy outfielder over to the first base bag.
Ruiz Weiss, also a guy who's a plus runner. He was very quick in the outfield for Gaithersburg. He has played against the big train in a few games this year.
And now you got to face the meat of the order. Still a 7-run lead, but 2 soft singles has you in a bit of a quagmire.
1-0. Swing and a foul off the bat of Danny Orr, who, like we mentioned his last time up, quiet today, 0 for 3 with a walk. Guy who's hitting .322, also a leading candidate to be on the All-Star team. If we had to guess who would make the All-Star team from the big train, I think Peltier probably, for sure. Gonzalez, I would say, for sure. And then it's take your pick, really, after those two, I would say.
On the pitching side, Adatui and Bellis are shoe-ins. Owen Stewart as well.
Adatui, Bellis, and Stewart are definitely 3 guys on the pitching side.
But you can also see James Gladden making it. His back-to-back saves, his 1 ERA. There's plenty of guys. You know, you can go to even a guy like, Russell Peterson has 14 innings pitched with a sub-4 ERA. He's been very, very good. Cole Ketchum has been solid. You go back to the lineup, Brendan Wright could make it. Peyton Steele, Josh Skoronsky getting hot.
2-1 from Titus, fouled straight back by Orr. 2-2 count on him.
This is a deep big train team. You can see a whole lot of locomotives chugging their way around the bases on All-Star night.
Marino at second, Ruiz Weiss on first. 2-2 the count on Danny Orr. Titus kicks and fires, runners off for third, but Orr fouls one back into the net. Marino picked a good pitch to go on, a 76-mile-an-hour slider down and away.
It's a nice pitch by Titus there, but good bat control by Danny Orr. That's a strength of his, even with his major bat wrap, which makes it somewhat harder to, battle balls off like that. He's still able to fight with a well-located slider.
Swings like that. You can whip the bat through the zone and get a lot of power when you make contact. 2-2 from Titus. Off for second again is Marino, but Orr fouls him back again.
The problem with Titus' fastball, if there is one, it's very, it's hard, it's heavy for sure, but it's not necessarily a put-away fastball. It's certainly a soft contact fastball. You get this heavy, sinking 94-mile-per-hour fastball in on the hands, you're not going to do much with it. But it doesn't play up in the zone as much as a guy like Drew Bellis does with that extra vertical ride.
2-2. Misses, and now Marino will get up to third on the wild pitch. And Ruiz Weiss up to second.
You need to finish Danny Orr off. Can't let the Giants have an avenue into this game. It's a 7-run lead, but you get multiple RBIs here from Orr, and the script kind of flips. You allow these visitors to get a sense of faith.
3-2 from Titus. Swing and a miss, strike three. 93 miles an hour up in the zone from Titus. Orr down swinging for the second time today.
I was just saying how fastball doesn't necessarily play as much up in the zone, but sometimes 93 is all you need. I mean, Titus reaches back, locates it very well right at the hands of Orr, who he's a swinger. He's not going to try to get up there and walk. He wants to hit, and sometimes that's his downfall as he gets his doors blown off by Jake Titus.
Big Train. Winners of 6 straight and 9 of their last 10. That ball gets away. Coming to the plate and scoring is Marino. Holding at third after the ball got away again is Ruiz Weiss.
And good backup there by Corbin and Gonzalez. That's a play where in a now 6-run game, sometimes guys get apathetic and they aren't having their eye on that play. But Corbin and Gonzalez both breaking from the corners to back up the missed flip. And they keep Ruiz Weiss rather, at third base.
Titus, a big deep breath, now the 1-0. Andrew Holub takes upstairs.
Just need 2 more here from your big right-hander. Just need him filling up and wrapping this game up with a neat little bow.
2-0. Fastball on the outer half for a strike.
And that's a pitch I like from Titus. He's a guy who really is at his best when he's able to work east-west with that sinking action on the fastball and that slider that really breaks away. When he's able to go in and out with both those pitches, he's at his most effective.
2-1, misses up and into Holub. Hughes waits on deck, and you'd like for him to bat with as least amount of runners on base as possible. He's the guy that probably has the biggest chance to beat you with a long ball or an extra base hit.
Well, really, you'd rather have him bat the next time the Giants play the Big Train, but that's probably not likely.
3-1, fouled back into the net. Count has filled up on the Iowa Hawkeye, Andrew Holub.
And certainly you want Titus to get the job done here, but Tyler Brashear is throwing some weighted balls out in the bullpen just in case.
9-3 Big Train, top of the 9th. 1 run already home in the inning for Gaithersburg, but Titus trying to make sure it stays at just that. Payoff. Driven high in the air down the left field line, but foul.
Just a bit of a spinner, stays up in the zone. Good attack from Holub there, but just a bit early.
Full count. 1 out. Titus set. Takes a deep breath, kicks and fires. Chopped foul.
And again, he has the hitter off balance. Only problem is it's a full count, so you can't miss by too much. After that breaking ball, this is where I'd love to go with a fastball in or up off the plate, but you can't really afford to throw a chase pitch here with the count being full. So you kind of have to attack the zone with it.
Count is still full on Holub, today's designated hitter. 3-2. Titus yanks a fastball in the dirt for ball 4.
That is a small play where you give credit to J.J. Hand. It's 94. He's set up inside, and the fastball goes outside and in the dirt. And it's hard. It's 94 miles an hour, and it's not where you're expecting it. But J.J. Hand goes quickly to the backhand, smothers it, eats it up, and saves a run most likely.
Runners on the corners now for Hughes. It's been a season to forget for Gaithersburg. 5-20 they are on the year. Fly ball into center. Peltier chasing, makes the catch in right center. Tagging from third is Ruiz Weiss. The throw will go to second. The run crosses, but Gaithersburg down to their final out.
Colin Hughes, that's a swing that's fantastic if it's still the third inning. And that's no slight to Colin Hughes. I mean, still could put decent wood on that first pitch fastball, but the sac fly is just not what you're looking for here from your cleanup hitter. Can't afford to give outs away, even if they're productive outs, when you're still chasing 5.
It'll be up to Nate Houghton-Henley to extend this game for Gaithersburg. Titus misses with a fastball up.
But now that you've gotten to 2 outs, you have to feel comfortable with just throwing your best stuff down the middle if you're Jake Titus. And your best stuff is good enough to beat a whole lot of hitters.
1-0. There's a fastball at 93 on the low outside corner for strike 1.
If you look at some pitching stats like the Tampa Bay Rays, that's what they preach nowadays, with guys getting firmer and firmer on the mound, bigger and bigger break on the sliders. Just aim down the middle and let it end up where it ends up. Trust your stuff.
Fastball misses up. The Rays are some of the best talent developers, especially on the pitching side, in the entire MLB.
What newfound stars like Shane McClanahan have attributed their success to is the ability they feel to just let it rip.
2-1. Titus has that pitch get away from him. Hand has no idea where it is. Kicked high up in the air off his shin guard. Paulo moves to second.
And Titus absolutely does have aim, center, and let it rip type of stuff. Because, I mean, just naturally, the shapes on his pitches, if you aim middle with your fastball, it's going to end up in on the hands on the black. And then with that slider, it's going to end up just off the plate right in the chase zone. And he's got that ability.
3-1. Misses outside. Houghton-Henley earns the walk, the 4th base runner to reach in the 9th for Gaithersburg. 2 walks and 2 singles allowed by Titus.
And there's still a Sisyphean mountain to climb as the Giants, but
Sisyphean mountain, oh my goodness.
I don't even know if that's a fitting literary allusion in this context, but it's a big mountain. And the boulder, the Sisyphean boulder, has crashed down on the Giants more often than not this year.
Slow roller to third. Corbin lets it squeak past his glove. And now Jackson, the tying run is on deck for Gaithersburg.
Yeah, they're climbing that mountain, but they just hit, a bit of a ledge. They can camp out. It's made things just a bit easier for them. That's, again, a tough break for Jake Titus. There was a good pitch for strike 1, gets soft contact, and it's an in-between chopper for Parker Corbin. It just sneaks under the glove.
That was Ryan Maxey, who just reached first off the air, and now Cade Hentz steps in. Titus into the windup. Grounded over to the right side and through for a base hit. 1 run is in. Third base coach for Gaithersburg will put the stop sign on Nate Houghton-Henley. It's now 9-5, and the tying run will step to the plate.
Smart move, just going station to station there. There is absolutely no point in risking Houghton-Henley, sending him home there. I mean, Peyton Steele probably has him dead to rights with that blaster of an arm he has out there. And you can put your chips on Aaron Babayev because you know you're going to need another hit eventually in this game if you want to complete the comeback.
Bases are loaded. Giants trail by 4. And Babayev can tie this game with one swing of the bat. No home runs yet on the year for him. Titus misses one high and outside for ball one. 2 singles, 2 walks, 3 singles, 2 walks, and an error in this inning for Bethesda. And now Craig Lopez will have a little chat with Titus.
It's a tough situation as a coaching staff because you don't want to necessarily put in a guy into this situation and have him try and get this last out, because forget even if he throws 5 pitches, that's also 25 pretty high effort pitches he's throwing in the bullpen to get ready. It's the mental toll coming in with the bases loaded, and that's a new guy that you probably can't throw tomorrow. You might be able to, but if maybe it's something that, man, came in, had those 25 pitches I threw in the pen, I was really getting after it, getting ready to go into this high-pressure situation, and I'm a little more sore than I thought I might be. I need this extra day of rest, and now he's out of the picture. You really want Titus to bear down here because he's been snake bit this inning, no mistake. I mean, the first two hits he gave up were absolute bleeders, and then the error was, I believe, about 45 off the bat. And the Cade Hent single well struck, but still, tough luck for the big right-hander.
1-0 to Babayev. Beautiful pitch on the black outside for strike one.
It's a great pitch there, down on the count, just hitting the outer half. Fastball gliding over there, and nothing Babayev can do with it.
1-1 from Titus. Misses in the dirt. Nice block by Hand.
I think trying to go to that same spot and just kind of lets it go arm side. Gets a little too over the top with it.
Houghton Henley on third, Maxey on second, Hence at first. 2-1 from Titus. Yanked it, and this ball gets away. Gaithersburg content to just stay where they're at. You do not want to make the last out at home plate. That's what happened when the Big Train played Silver Spring a few days ago. That game was 2-1. Runner on third hesitated mightily. Dylan Murphy flip over to Cole Ketchum to end that game.
That was a huge win there, and definitely Gaithersburg does not want to end this one in similar fashion.
3-1, grounded over to first and through for a base hit. 1 run is in. Gaithersburg puts the stop sign again. Now the ball bobbled by Steele. Runners coming to the plate. The throw home not in time. A single from Aaron Babayev. 2 more runs cross, and it's 9-7.
And it goes from a pipe dream to a very real situation for the Big Train very quick, and you will have to send out a new pitcher. Titus just was not his day. Every hit he gave up on the ground, an error as well. I mean, tough break for the kid, but hopefully new arm can stop the bleeding and win the Big Train a game.
It'll be a single and an error by Peyton Steele on right. New pitcher to tell you about when we come back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Now pitching for the big train will be Tyler Brashear. He is now tasked with a save in an inning where the big train started up 7 runs. 5 runs already home for Gaithersburg. They have runners on first and second with 2 outs. Big Train do have saves in their last 4 games. Brashear will have to make it 5. A rough outing for Jake Titus. 5 runs already home, but only 2 of them earned. 2 errors in the inning for the big train as well. First pitch from Brashear misses outside to Aiden Marino, who led off this inning with a single, the 9-hitter, now hitting for the second time.
This is a guy who's been very good in relief situations, Brashear, giving up just 3 earned runs in 8 innings out of the pen.
1-0. Misses outside.
Had a rough outing in his first start of the year against Metro SoCo, but again, when he's been tasked with coming out of the bullpen, he's been very, very solid.
7 runs on 7 hits, 3 errors for Gaithersburg. 9 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors for the big train. Marino has scored twice, singled earlier in this inning. 2-0. Misses outside again. 3 straight times Brashear has pulled the fastball. And Marino, the winning run, or the go-ahead run, is 1 ball away from reaching first.
Just swing 3 hours, some bullshit, please.
I imagine Marino is taking all the way. 3-0 from Brashear. Over the plate for strike 1.
There we go from Brashear. He's one of those guys where you can kind of tell when he lets himself get loose a little bit, lets himself get free and easy. That's what it looked like to me there on that pitch. Got free and easy, just like, all right, just putting this one down the middle, and he did.
3-1. Driven high in the air out towards right. Steele going back, settles under it, and makes the catch. The big train survived the scare. Brashear gets the save, the 5th straight game. The big train, their closer, has put together a save. 9-7 the final. Jackson Gaithersburg made this one interesting, but it's still a big train winner. We can still blow the whistle and sound the horn.
And thank goodness we can. That got real worrying real fast, but Drew Bellis able to take home the victory, a very solid start. And the offense kept clicking throughout the game, just making things happen in those middle innings, putting in some good solid work. And barring that top of the 9th, it was a full team performance from the big train. The score will look a little bit closer than it really should have been, but at the end of the day, it's a 7th straight win.
7 straight wins. They've won 11 of their last 12. Player of the game, definitely Logan Panett. 4 hits today. He was magnificent.
He certainly was, and that's something you'd love to see as the big train. He's a guy that you really want right because he just does so much for your lineup when he's swinging a good bat because, I mean, he's got pop, he's got speed, he's a toolsy player. And when he is really going like he was today, it just does a lot for you.
This game took 3 hours and 6 minutes to complete. We had 5 different people in the booth. It was a great time as always from Shirley, Povich, Field. For myself, Quincy Bell, for Jackson Corcoran, for Harrison and Abby, who took the 3rd and the 4th inning, for Greg Martzoff, who took the 5th and the 6th inning with me, for our producer, Gibby Hurt, for my color man, Jackson Corcoran, and for myself, Quincy Bell, thank you, and have a great rest of your night.